All right, Mike is hot.
Welcome to the show on a Friday. I guess you can call it a football Friday, even though there is no football this weekend. It's the first weekend in probably since August that there is no football on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah. Then USFL's coming back. We got action, Jack.
Is it coming back?
It is. I saw a commercial last night for it.
I mean, everything The Rock does is gold, but not that. Like, let it go, Rock.
It's the rest of his business is his body, and USFL is the skin on his face. It's just you can't always get it right, Hoch.
The Heat are better than the Bulls, although the Heat almost blew that game at the end, a game that they should not have been in danger of losing at the end. But the Bulls were without Josh Giddey, but the Heat are without Tyler Hero. But I think the Heat, what do you think, Solana? The Heat at full strength versus the Bulls at full strength? Because I don't think this is the last 3-game series we're going to see of them. Which team do you think is better?
At full strength, I don't think there's a doubt in my mind the Miami Heat. Like, if they played in a 7-game series, the Heat win in 5.
Even if Giddey's out there for all the games, he's the best player on the team. He was missing.
You're downplaying the fact that Davion Mitchell wasn't in there, and I know
True.
Crowder's going to laugh at that, but
No.
Defensively, from a defensive perspective, that's huge because you saw yesterday Kaspers Yakuchonis, he just didn't have that same impact, and from the point of attack defensively, Miami just wasn't great. I think at full strength, the Heat are significantly better than the Bulls. That doesn't mean much.
Well, significantly?
No, significantly.
Yes. Solana. See, you paint me as this villain because I look through the lens of remembering the big three. I look through the lens of being down here, getting drafted 05 and watching the 06 championship with Wade and Shaq. That's the lens. Those are my glasses I put on when I watch the Heat.
No. I paint you as a villain because you call Bam Adebayo Toyota Tercel, which is wildly disrespectful. Let's clear that up really quickly.
Okay, he's a Sienna.
Tercel-like games at times. How about that?
That's fair.
He can be a Ferrari, but he pulls his Tercel engine out every now and again. But no, to this, I kill Hawk, and it's the same thing. I just look at talent. The Heat are crazy more talented than the Chicago Bulls are. You talking about Kobe White, Buzelis, and Giddey? Bam is better than everybody on that court. But
I don't know if he's better than Giddey.
He's better than
Giddey's almost averaging a triple-double. You're laughing, Solana. He's averaging a triple-double.
Yeah, but a lot of guys are as well. Like
Who?
Alperen Şengün for a point in time was averaging a triple-double. Domantas Sabonis has averaged a triple-double or close to it. Like, there's a lot of guys in the NBA right now who are out there and they impact the game in a lot of different ways, but it doesn't mean that they're on the level of some of the best players in the league. Like, Bam, to me, is a top 20, 25 player in the NBA. Josh Giddey's great. I'm not even trying to diminish
I think Giddey will be an all-star. I don't think Bam will be.
Josh Giddey this year an all-star?
No, I think
I don't think
neither
so.
one of them.
But Bam has been an all-star, and Josh Giddey hasn't.
Bam has been but this year, Giddey and Bam, there's not an all-star on either team that we're watching, is it?
Norman Powell.
25, 26, Solana.
Yeah, Norman Powell.
He's going to be an all-star this year.
I think there's of the two teams, the Heat and the Bulls, I think Norman Powell, out of everybody, has a better chance at being voted in by the assistant coaches.
Over Giddey? What are Powell's numbers?
And we're getting to assistant coach voting?
Well, that's how doing? I'm sorry, not assistant coaches, but yeah, that's how it works.
Oh no, I thought we had to go to a third tier of assistant coach voting. I'm like, man, I don't want to be on that tier.
The first 5 get voted in by the fans, and then all the other players are voted in. I think there's an element of a fan vote as well. I'd have to double check. It's always changing, but yeah, like the coaches.
And it's changed again this year. This year is completely different again. I'm trying to look at what his regular season stats are, Giddey versus Powell, because I'm not certain what you're doing there. I know you like Norman Powell more than Josh Giddey, but
Well, I'm not certain what you're doing there. And again, I'm not trying to diminish Josh Giddey by propping up Norm. I'm telling you that this year, Norman Powell has played at an all-star level.
that's fine. But there's a difference between saying someone has played at an all-star level and someone would be named to an all-star team over another. Giddey's averaging 18, 8, and 9. What's Powell?
I'll tell you right now, his updated stats. And mind you, over the last 2 weeks, he's been dealing with a back injury.
Now he's putting a bunch
Giddey's
into
been
it.
dealing with an injury as well.
Hoch. Norm's averaging 23 points. He's shooting 47% from the floor.
I see it. 23, 3, and 2.
He's shooting 40% from 3. He's definitely having a better season on a better team.
Well, wait a second. On a better team, these are very similar teams. I'm not certain what you're doing there.
Hoch, let's be honest, man. The Heat are just better. They're better than the Bulls. It's okay. I know you're ride or die.
I literally started the show saying the Heat are better than the Bulls.
Yeah, no, I know.
It was literally the first sentence that was out of my mouth. But you're talking about them like the Heat are a 2 seed and the Bulls are a 9 seed. And I said, these teams, I don't think this is going to be the final 3-game series between them because these are 2 play-in teams.
Would the Miami Heat, who has a better chance of winning a first-round series? That's what I'll ask you. Who has a legitimate better chance of winning a first-round series?
Honestly, I believe the Bulls do if Billy Donovan wasn't their coach.
American Heritage Plantation. The Heat do. We know it's the Heat. The Heat is a better team.
No. But I think what separates them, honestly, is their head coach. You give me a 7-game series with Spo, I'll say they're in that series. Well, I shouldn't say that coming off Cleveland last year. I was going to say, you give me a 7-game series with Spo, I'll take him any day of the week. But yeah, there wasn't anything he could do against that Cleveland team last playoffs.
No.
Hey, thanks, Jimmy, for setting us the rules for the All-Star starters as we discuss the All-Star reserves. I appreciate that.
Well, no, it's important what Jimmy sent us. Fan voting accounts for 50% of the total vote used to determine the starters for the game. I don't think the fan voting accounts for anything when it comes to backups.
I have it here. For reserves, NBA coaches will cast votes for the players they think they deserve the honor. The totals are tallied regardless of position. Period. End of story. It is the coaches.
Every player on Chicago and the Heat better shake every coach's hand and get on his good side. They're not being voted in by fans.
We're going to talk with Sylvie from ESPN Chicago this hour. We always love talking to Sylvie. Lee Sterling is going to join us today, hopefully with some winners. He was undefeated on this show last Friday.
Gaethje, what's his name?
Gaethje, yeah.
Yeah,
beat Patty Pimblett.
Yep.
And then we'll get through it on the first weekend without football since, like I said, like August. Heat, by the way, Heat and Bulls play again tomorrow and then on Sunday. We have one final pair of tickets for Heat and Bulls on Sunday. We've been giving them away every day this week. We will give away today's pair at 4:40. 4:40. We will give away a pair of Heat Bulls tickets for this Sunday. And Crowder, where are you? You're no longer in a Bonvoy. Are you still in Avon Park?
ABB.
Airbnb, man. Loves his Airbnbs.
We're in Bradenton now. Actually, Santa Maria Island.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah. We're on a canal. I caught a catfish this morning. I'm living good.
Where are you, Solana? You look to be in a different location than normal.
I am at the Eduardo Solana residence.
What's going on at the Eduardo Solana residence?
My dad's not even here. He's he was in the Kennedy Space Center for a couple days, and then he's up at the Villages visiting my aunt who lives up in the Villages. So he booked it.
Does all y'all's rooms don't believe in wall decoration and prison sheets?
It's weird. I told my this is just like the guest room, and I was telling my mom earlier. I'm like, what the hell's going on over here?
Put the TV on the wall. What are we doing with TVs on stands on a cadenza?
That TV is from like 2007. I'm like, you're a CFO. Like, what are
Hey,
you doing?
Solana, the hell with Hoch. Get you an armoire and you'll be set to go.
No, you're fine with the credenza. Just get the TV up on the wall there. Be able to use that space. All right, let's get headlines. Start out today's show brought to you by Durrell Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Durrell Kia or DurrellKia.com.
All right, gentlemen. Yeah, so the Heat win. Hoch, really the player you should be caping up for based on my fears overall last night is Ayo Dosunmu, because I think that's who the Heat should be trading the farm for based on his fourth quarter.
Yeah, Dosunmu had a game. Kobe White actually had a great look to tie that game at the end, and just a little off. But he's a little off. He's a little wild. Patrick Williams, I told you, I mean, if you don't want to bang your head against the wall watching that guy play, then you're not watching close enough. And Boozy's got the stuff, man. He's got the stuff. He just gets shadow banned by Billy Donovan sometimes. Although he probably played like 35, 38 minutes last night. Like Boozy was out there.
Yeah.
He shadow bans himself with his play, Hoch.
Well, Boozy hit the over last night, right?
Listen,
Yeah, he got 16.
I don't even know if Sylvie's on right now. He gave me the truth about Boozy last time we talked to him. Let's see what he thinks about Boozy now.
Actually, if he didn't hit the over, he ended with 16.
Yeah, wasn't it 15 and a half?
It was I think it was 19 and a half, went down to 17 and a half. Oh no, you're right. Yeah. When Giddey was playing, it was at like 14 and a half. And then when Giddey was announced out, I think it went up to 16 or 17 and a half.
No, yesterday when we were going through the lines, I mean, you know,
But that's when we thought Giddey was playing. Giddey was still a prop bet at that point. When Giddey was out, he went up. So, like, if you bet Boozy as the game was starting over, he did not go over.
I got you. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. The Panthers, man, we had the game on in the studios last night. They were down 4-2. They come back, they tie the game, and then with 7 seconds left in regulation, they were shorthanded. The Blues crushed all our dreams last night. Just a brutal loss at the very end of the game.
That was a brutal loss. A lot of Panthers fans are saying that was it. You're no longer going to the playoffs. Look, we've said that several times this season. There's still enough games left. You go on a little bit of a heater. But that was at least a game where you were going to come out with a point at least. That was 7 seconds away from at least coming out of there with a point. And man, just a killer goal.
There's a lot of ground to make up in the wild card chase. They're the first team underneath the 2 wild card slots. They're tied with the Caps, but they're right now 8 points back of the Bruins and the Canadiens for that final wild card spot. They do have 2 games in hand on the Bruins, but I don't know, Hoch. I mean, they've only played 53 games. There's literally
There's a lot of games.
29 games left.
A lot of games. Yeah, and again, though, you're behind. You need a lot to happen from the other teams when you're behind that many points, which is why last night, if you can at least sneak out of there with a point, it makes such a big difference when you get to the end of the season. That's why it was such a killer to lose it with 7 seconds in regulation.
A third of the season's left?
Just about.
Yeah, 20. They've played 53. Yeah. They play 82, so there's 29 games left.
It just it becomes mathematically harder and harder because it's not like you just are moving ahead. Everyone's moving forward, theoretically. Again, they go on a 5-game heater, and Boston goes on a 5-game skid. You won't even remember last night happened.
Paul Maurice doesn't have a calculator. He just plays hockey.
It's just hockey.
I will say, of all the teams that are currently in a playoff position, the Panthers are the only team with a negative differential, goal differential. So the Bruins are plus 15. The Islanders are plus 8. Sabres plus 23. I mean, whatever. But the Panthers are minus 10. Minus 10 in goal differential. It's indicative of a team this year that is just going through it.
Yeah, they're just going through it.
Hawk, I was talking about this with my best friends. We're in a hockey chat. It's not the end of the world if the Panthers don't make the playoffs this year. I'm not suggesting they're out of it, but I mean, back-to-back titles, the amount of guys that they lost this year, a reset and a couple months off to come back next year fully refreshed when you already locked in all your core for the
I'm
next
not
6
certain
years.
I wouldn't vote for it to be able to be done in, what would it be, April, I guess, end of April.
April like 20th or whatever.
Like, it's not the worst thing in the world to have gone to the Stanley Cup 3 seasons in a row. They've got 11 guys playing in the Olympics. There's going to be an Olympic break. They've got more guys playing, I think, than any other NHL team.
Yep.
So, like they're just playing a massive amount of hockey when the other teams are not. And so at some point it's going to catch up to you. And it did in injuries. It caught up, obviously, in injuries. And at some point, I think it just catches up on you physically. Like, it's just a massive amount of hockey.
And so what's the answer?
If they don't make the playoffs, it's not the worst thing in the world that they get a season to actually recalibrate starting in April. And because they're going to have that, as long as Bob keeps playing, like, they're going to have the same roster. And when they're all healthy and rested, like, look out, NHL.
They locked in everybody, remember? They locked in their team is the Stanley Cup team from a season ago. Marchie, Ekblad, Seth Jones, like all these guys are all locked up.
It sounds great, but who's taking Paul Maurice to get the croqueta poppers and let him know this is the plan?
I don't think it's the plan. I'm just saying it's reality. The reality is this team should be dog-tired, boss. And they are physically dinged up.
I'm just comparing it, Crowder, like the big three with LeBron and Wade and Bosch. The idea of them not making the playoffs any of those 4 years, even if LeBron would have gone down, I mean, Heat fans would have lost their minds. In this instance, you've won back-to-back titles, 3 Eastern Conference championships in a row, and you lost your best player for the entire season. Your second best player, Matthew Tkachuk, has missed most of the season, and there's just been a number of other injuries. I wouldn't be upset or crushed as a Panthers fan if this one season you take off a couple months and you call it what it is. Yeah. Hey, it wasn't our year. You come back next year refreshed as the best team in hockey again.
Logically makes a bunch of sense, but I don't think fanaticism would let you say, yeah, this is good to go. Fanaticism, is that a word?
Fanaticism.
Fanaticism.
I love that Solana agreed with you. Yes, it is.
No, yeah, like, fanaticism. Fanaticism.
No, fanaticism.
Circum.
Anyways. The Panthers play the Winnipeg Jets tomorrow. They host them 4 p.m. And the Buffalo Sabres will be in town on Monday.
Ooh,
anybody's interested. Canes Hoops, they host Cal tomorrow at 4 p.m. Of course, not a noon tip-off because you have Cal coming from the West Coast. And unfortunately, yesterday, the Canes women's basketball team did not earn a victory against a ranked Duke Blue Devils team. But I did see some video from Coach Katie Meyer's ceremony at halftime,
cool.
And it was cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys, your weather in South Florida right now, it is in the upper 60s. Overcast today, but don't forget this weekend, cold, especially Sunday morning.
We're going to talk with Sylvie in the next segment. I do want to talk hoops with him since it's Heat Bulls for 3 in a row. But I also want to ask him if he's familiar at all with Jeff Hafley, because he watched him at least 3 times last season because the Bears played Green Bay 3 times last season. Yeah. So we'll talk with Sylvie in the next segment. Cheetah Pompano is a great spot to watch a fight or a game. They got VIP areas, 4 stages of entertainment, the most beautiful ladies in South Florida. Cheetah Pompano has an amazing complimentary gourmet lunch till 3 p.m. every day. Happy hour specials till 6. Sunday the 8th, February 8th, which is a week from this Sunday, is the big game, and they've got the big game watch party. There'll be a halftime giveaway of a $500 gold VIP card, halftime complimentary burger or hot dog platters, $5 off buckets of beer, domestic and imported, $100 bottle specials. It's Big Game Sunday at Cheetah Pompano and Cheetah Palm Beach. Mark it on your calendar now. No better place to watch the big game than Cheetah Pompano or Cheetah Palm Beach. Get all the details at cheetahsofl.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Who are you comparing Kobe to?
Josh Giddey.
WQA
I guess if you're going to hear Chicago, and the super producer Jimmy is letting you know that someone from Chicago is coming on. Mark Silverman. Sylvie is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Sylvie is one half of Waddle and Sylvie, who are heard every afternoon on ESPN Chicago. And we love having Sylvie on the show. And with the Bulls and Heat in the midst of this 3-game series, which is probably not the only 3-game series they're going to play this season, it would be as good a time as any to reconnect with them. How's the weather in Chicago, Sylvie? Blisteringly cold?
Oh, it has been one of those periods, guys, where we've had really good winters, but one of the periods where it's just been crap. It's been anyone who has moved from, whether it be the Boston area, New York, Chicago, and they're down in your area, in the Miami area. These are the days why you chose probably to move south, because these are the days that make me want to get the hell out of here. It's snowy. The temperature has not been above 25 in about 2 weeks. It's been a truly horrible winter we've had so far.
Feel for you. Not really.
No, you don't.
I don't.
And you absolutely do not. And by the way, the Chicago, that's sneaky good, and that's old school that you brought me in. I was a big sucker, and I bet you were too, if I know you well, for the Peter Cetera ballads in the late 80s, early 90s. That's when I used to have some fantasies about some of the girls around here when I was a young high schooler.
After all the who you've been through.
That's right. Yeah.
I saw.
What are y'all talking about?
I saw Chicago at Ravinia. I was in Chicago this summer, and I saw Chicago at Ravinia Park this summer.
I love that. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah, he has
not
no
up
idea.
your alley, huh?
He has no idea. All right. Bulls. Now, the Bulls almost stole this game last night from the Heat. Kobe White had a decent look for a three-pointer to tie it. But this is the conversation we had at the start of the show. Which team is better? There's no Josh Giddey for the Bulls. Tyler Hero, Davion Mitchell missing for the Heat. Is there a team that is better, or are they the same team?
I don't care who's filling out the Miami Heat uniforms. With the way you guys run the program there with Heat culture, fill them out and they'll be better than the Bulls. Guys, this is the Bulls are as bad as the weather here. But at least the weather is chosen to be cold. The Bulls don't know which lane to pick. They absolutely stink. They're stuck in purgatory. There is no interest in this team in the city right now. We barely talk about them. This is year 2. And you know, Hoch, that I grew up a diehard Bulls fan. I had Bulls season tickets long before Michael Jordan was a member of the Bulls. My grandfather had them when they first started in 1966, 67. So I'm a diehard Bulls fan. And this is year 2 of my boycott, what I'm calling it. I don't go to games. even if I get free tickets. And last year, just to show you how bad I am, how down I am on this organization, our family was gifted floor seats to see Steph Curry and Golden State in Chicago. And out of principle, I turned them down.
Really?
Ah,
Yes.
That's a strong boycott.
I got to stand for something here. It is, guys. It's absolutely horrible. I mean, this is their Super Bowl here. These next 2 games now after last night, the 3-game set against the Miami Heat.
hey, Sylvie, if you don't stand for nothing, you fall for everything. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
But this show, we stand for nothing on this show.
We fall for everything.
At least Sylvie's got a little bit of a backbone. Crowder talks about Crowder hates everyone, and then the moment they come on the pivot, he's got his arm around them, and they're the nicest, most misunderstood person on the planet.
Don't think that I haven't noticed that either. I love watching Crowder on all those videos too. You're like everyone's best friends in that moment. But then I see some other stuff, and you're not everyone's best friend.
I think it's called fraudulent, but I don't know if that's the word I want to put behind it, Sylvie. Hey, you talk about your Bullcott. Does it have to do because Hawk gives Billy D a hard time about his playing of Montez Buzelis. I love Billy D because he brought the University of Florida 2 national championships. Is Billy D, you talk about culture, and I know Spo's a better coach than him, but is Billy D a bad coach?
I don't know. I don't think Billy's a bad coach. I don't know how great he is, but he's a good coach. It's like he's okay. Like he's one of those guys where, you go in and you have a lunch and you're like, the lunch didn't stink. You got full and you're like, yeah, it was a good lunch. It was okay. Like that's kind of how I feel with Billy as a coach, but it's just been really tough to know how good or bad he is with what he's been given. I mean, Patrick Williams, the last 2 games has not scored a point. He has 0 points, 4 rebounds, 4 fouls, and they just gave him a $90 million contract. This is the guy you guys know well down there as well, and he was drafted 4th overall five years ago in the COVID draft. So, these are the types of players they have. They have Modest, they have Giddey. Other than that, I would trade everybody at this point and just try to get some draft capital.
Here's where I struggle with this. What is the pathway out of this? Because you have draft capital. You have 2 first-round picks. I know one is protected this year, but the Bulls have draft capital. It's not like the Heat who are begging for a year to pass so they can go deeper and deeper into the cavalry of picks that they have in 2030. What is the path that Bulls fans want the organization to take? Is it just tank for a couple of years and hope you land somebody in the draft? I don't know what the path out of the current predicament is.
Yeah, and that's the problem. They've backed themselves into this no pathway where they could have made choices before. So I just want to double check this. The second first-round pick you're talking about for this year, are you talking about that Portland pick?
Yeah,
is that the one? Or
I think it's protected. I'm pretty sure it's top 15.
Yeah, it is. So I want to give you some background on that. And this is how bad Karnisovas is, AK, who's running the front office. I put a poll question up. I knew what the results would be, but I wanted to see how bad it is. It's basically an approval rating for AK, the Bulls vice president of basketball operations, who replaced John Paxson. And are you satisfied with the job he's done? And before I joined you guys, it was very early in the polling, and you know how tough it is to get 98 or 99% of anybody to agree on anything. I want to say he's gotten a 1 or 2% approval rating. So he's at 98 or 99% of people saying they're dissatisfied with the job he's done. Now, backtrack. One of the first trades he made was Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen had a couple of decent years with the Bulls, one really good year. He's a young player who is up and coming. He decided to trade Lauri Markkanen to Portland. That was about 4 or 5 years ago. The Bulls still haven't been able to get a pick from that trade because it's lottery protected. And I believe in a year or two, if Portland doesn't get out of the lottery, which they're not in a good position to get out of there, it will expire into a second-round pick.
Stop
These are
it.
the types of
It's
moves. Yes.
It's a lottery protected pick in perpetuity.
Then it goes to a second-round pick. It's not like they could get this eventually.
That's
so if
brutal.
it goes past a certain time, it gets worse. So it's a terrible trade, and all the other trades he's made, whether he's traded Zach LaVine, say what you want if Zach is good or not, he's only gotten players back. They haven't traded for a team trying to build a young core. The way you get good in the league is by getting draft picks. He has just tried to get players. And I know I'm in the weeds, and I don't know how much Miami fans even give a rip about what I'm saying, but it is so bad here, guys, as far as the Bulls love and about how people are paying attention to them right now. So to answer your question, there is no path out. they need to fire everybody and start over again.
See, it's funny because I say that they're very similar teams, but the two franchises are looked upon so differently. Miami, we love our front office. It's Pat Riley. Now, there are some detractors at this point, which is fine. I mean, that's going to happen, over the course of a long career with anyone. But we trust our front office to go get Giannis, who's going to be available.
Yes.
Like, we think and have seen it before that the Heat can make magic happen. Even when they had no assets to go get Jimmy Butler, they were able to go get Jimmy Butler. And the Chicago fan look at kind of the same team right now with a completely different view than we look at the Heat. Is there any notion that the Bulls could end up with Giannis, or everyone feels like there's no way the Bulls have the skills and the capability in the front office to ever land someone of that caliber?
So I'll ask you, who do you want from the Bulls for Giannis? Who do you want?
I wouldn't give up Boozy. Boozy's untouchable in my mind.
Hoch's the wrong guy to ask, Sylvie, because he thinks Montas Buzelis and Josh Giddey are better than Jordan and Pippen.
Oh my goodness, I know, and I like Modest, but and the point is they're right in that range again for the 14th or 15th pick in the NBA draft. What team wants that? They're not bad enough to be top of the lottery to make that interesting for another team. They don't have a bunch of picks. Look at what Oklahoma City has built up, and they're one of the best teams in the league. They've got more picks than a team like the Bulls. They're not good enough to go for anything. They're not bad enough to get a game-changing pick. They're complete, and it's been this way for years. I know your frustration. I get it. You guys have expectations down there because you guys have seen what you've been able to do. One year when you guys were in the play-in, you guys made it to the NBA Finals. The Bulls have every year gone to the play-in only to lose in the second play-in game. So, and then obviously you guys are always chasing star players. We never land a star player. The only time we've landed a star player here since Michael Jordan is when they got lucky in the lottery for Derrick Rose. Other than that, it's been nothing. And that's why it is far worse here, guys, than it is down there.
Yeah. All right. Take that.
You guys are shocked, huh? Crowder, are you shocked at how down I am?
I am shocked because I thought the basketball in Chicago, up north, the Jordan and everything, for you to say players don't want to be there, are you saying players don't want to play for the Bulls? Or the Bulls aren't good enough to go and convince players to come there? Because that's surprising to me.
The latter. I've not heard intel about who doesn't want to come here, though they have not done well in free agency. They got DeMar a few years ago in a sign and trade, but they just don't. They haven't been able to land a free agent. They haven't made a big splash of a trade, and it's just in an area. This is, Crowder, a basketball town. Make no mistake about it. Despite it being a Bears town, and of course football, everything starts with football. Football is number one here. This is still a basketball town. And even if it got off to a later start because of the Bulls in the 80s and 90s, the people who were young in the 80s and 90s who grew up with those dynasty teams are now in their 30s and 40s, and they love the Bulls and they love basketball. But what this town has gotten is absolutely nothing in return from the Bulls.
Well, let me shift over to football before we end up running out of time, because the Dolphins hired Jeff Hafley as the new head coach, and you played Green Bay 3 times this season. He was their defensive coordinator. Do you know anything about him?
A little bit. Was a very good defensive coordinator. I'm walking here through the studio because I want to see where Waddle is. Because Waddle went to BC. That's where he played. And Hafley was the head coach at BC. And what he understood at BC is that he was a very good coach, but just BC is not committed with, the portal, the NIL, and all that stuff. It's kind of what's plaguing Bill O'Brien right now. But I think Waddle likes Hafley a lot. Now, the Green Bay gave up, as you guys saw in that playoff game, and then in that division winning game, a lot of points down the stretch Do you guys want to ask Waddle really quick?
Yeah, this is like a brush with
Hold on.
greatness for me.
Waddle.
You know how I feel
Here,
about Tom Waddle.
I'm on with the guys at QAM. Crowder, who asked me that? Was that you, Hoch, who asked me?
Yeah.
They want to know about Jeff Halfley. And I told them that you're a BC fan.
Yeah, I think he's a hell of a coach that BC just didn't give him much to work with. So I think it's a solid hire for sure. No doubt.
I gotta ask.
Oh, hi,
I
guys.
gotta ask
How are you guys?
I got to ask my guys here on the show if you guys know who Tom Waddle is, because for me, a Highland Park kid growing up in Chicago. Crowder, do you know Tom Waddle?
I do, because you brought Sylvie on for years, and now I have to look up Sylvie and Waddle, and I actually listen to some of their shows when it comes up on my little thread.
But do you know what he did?
I don't believe that. First of all, I don't believe that you're listening, Crowder.
It has to be a clip. Now, I'm not downloading podcasts, but
What does Coach Signetti say? Google me.
Yeah, Waddle was a wide receiver for the Chicago Bulls, for the Chicago Bears, excuse me, while I was
Bulls,
there.
Bears, whatever.
And I owned a Tom Waddle jersey. I mean,
Nice.
the white wide receivers did not come around very often, and I got myself a Tom Waddle jersey.
I think when I was playing, I think it was me, Jeff Query, Ricky Prohl, and Eddie McCaffrey. I think we had a really close-knit crew.
everybody running
And I was the worst
4.92s.
of all of them.
4.9 guys.
Oh, this is tremendously exciting. Look,
True story. I ran 4.79, 4.81 at the Indianapolis Combine. I was the slowest wide receiver at the Combine. 1989.
But Waddle, you know what they say. Y'all work hard, you know the playbook, and you can get on the field every now and again.
Yeah, if you throw it, I'm going to catch it. I just am not going anywhere with it.
No yak. Limited yak.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
negative yak.
Now, that's not true. I think we've done some research, and there was a season, I think the 92 season, where I averaged over 14 yards a catch. So
Look at
a
that.
40
Who was your quarterback that season?
it was Harbaugh. Harbaugh was 90 all the way to 93 or 94. It was Harbaugh.
Man,
Yeah.
what a delight. Tom Waddle. Sure-handed. Yeah, no one ever talked about his speed, but sure-handed, man.
Quickness.
That's cool.
Quickness. I ran that shuttle quicker than anyone at the Combine, and I was the slowest guy on the 40. So
Well,
Hey,
I go
direction.
side to side.
listen, you either got to be top or bottom in my book.
Amen. That sounded weird.
Yeah, that sounded very weird. By the way, Crowder, this is full circle moment now where Hoch and I both grew up wearing Tom Waddle jerseys, listening to Peter Cetera in Chicago singing love ballads. It's all tying together here.
Wow.
After all the who you've been through. All right, we got to go, Sylvie.
What
So
What
do
have
you.
you been through, Hawk?
Thing went sideways.
See you, Sylvie.
All right, see you, boys.
There you go, Sylvie, with a little dose of Tom Waddle. I mean, that was a brush with greatness. Look up his stats, Solana.
Can tell you right now, Sylvie's got a better looking co-host than you do, Hawk. Sorry about that.
What?
Tom Waddle's a good-looking dude.
Bro, that guy's a good looking dude, man.
I've seen I did. We did years ago. When first time Sylvie came, it had to be a couple years ago. And I ended up looking him up. Waddle is a good looking dude. He don't look better than me.
Year one and year two, it didn't really get into any games. 599 yards, 3 touchdowns in 55 receptions in 91, 46 for 674 and 4 touchdowns in 92, 44 receptions, 552 yards, 1 touchdown in 93, and then 25 receptions, 244 yards and a touchdown in 1994. He had 9 touchdowns, Hawk, over
How
a
about
couple
that?
years.
173 receptions, 2,100 yards in his NFL career, 9 touchdowns.
Wow.
I mean, how does that compare with OG?
I was sweeter than Waddle.
You think?
Yes.
He had 9 touchdowns.
He played receiver.
No, I understand that, but I would do the equivalency for your position would be sacks, no?
No, I was an inside linebacker, run stopping
So
bad.
just
mother effer.
tackles.
OG, 227 receptions, 3,200 yards, 22 touchdowns. A little bit better of a career, but
So
to
they're
be fair,
equal. They're equal. It's like Giddy and Norman Powell.
right? But to be fair, Hawk, OG had Dan Marino throwing to him, not Jim
Yeah.
Harbaugh.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll take a break. That was Waddle and Sylvie from Chicago. We'll come back with more Hochman, Crowder, and Solana.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Another day closer to death.
We back at it with this daddy, Hotman, Crowder, and Solana. 305, cafecito time, dame una colada. Got some interviews next, always got dope guests. Get the cesspool live, dropping comments and likes. We about to get right, talking sports, my G. Listen to Odyssey and 104.3. Live and back on GeorgiaMusic.com. Hitting it at the park like a mad murder's bomb off power. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for that 3 o'clock. Ready for that 3 o'clock. Are you ready for
I mean, this is the song that I was talking with Sylvie about after all the who you've been through. Listen to this. It's the Chicago ballad from the 80s.
time away?
A love song.
From each other.
You got to know this song, right?
Even
No.
lovers need a holiday.
They broke up.
I don't know. I just know there's a line that I like after all the who you've been through.
It's hard for me to say I'm sorry.
How come your mom came in the room, Solana?
Tighten his ass up.
Here's the line. After all the who you've been through, I will make it up to you. I promise to.
Oh, he begging for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like these songs.
How come Mama Solana was in the room there?
You had to bring how did you even see that? I took myself off the screen. I was trying to not cause
She
a
was
distraction.
leaning in. Everybody saw it.
Solana, did I assess that situation perfectly?
Tighten your ass up.
I took over her workspace. She's working out in the living room, and she just needed her charger, which was below me. So she grabbed it and she left.
All right.
She tightened your ass up. Give me my
Tighten
damn charger,
your
boy.
ass up. I wanted to go get her back in here so I could ask her about the chocolate cake.
I'm gonna go look to see if it's still in the freezer. I bet you it's still in the freezer. I'll go check in the next commercial break.
Heat host the Bulls Saturday and Sunday, but we have tickets for the Sunday game, and we will give you a chance to win them at 4:40 this afternoon. So make sure you're listening at 4:40 this afternoon.
There's no way that chocolate cake is still in your freezer.
I hope it is, man.
But no, you know what? Is that the are y'all expiration date lookers?
I'm crazy about it.
You are. I'm not. But my wife's mom is an expiration date late. She'll go through anybody's refrigerator.
That's me.
And she tells you, "Hey, this was April." I'm like, "It's June. It's probably still good. I can."
That's me. If I'm in someone's house, I look at expiration dates in the fridge, and if I see stuff expired, I let you know.
I would punch you in the face.
No, it's true.
My damn guava paste down.
Because what's going to happen is someone's going to serve me salad dressing that expired 6 years earlier because no one throws out salad dressing.
Yep.
Hey, tighten up. Throw out your salad dressing. Go through the refrigerator and find what's out of date.
But it says Best Buy. It's Best Buy. I saw Peyton Manning in Denver. He wasn't best, but he was still playing well.
He was past his expiration date.
Yeah, but he can still play. That salad dressing can still play.
And then someone, they go, you're at their house. They go, oh, man, I got a little bit of a headache. Oh, let me go get you a couple of Advil. Oh, okay. And they come downstairs and they give you like 2 dusty blue and white pills. You don't even know what brand it is. It's not Advil. Like, they just call it Advil at their house. But it's like a cheap, like a bufferin, like something that, it's like CVS brand, and it's like 7 years out of date and so I go, oh no, I know what Advil looks like, and this isn't Advil.
But Hawk, the acetaminophen,
Acetaminophen.
it still works.
No, it doesn't. And in fact, if it's out of date, it probably has reverse effects. It probably gives you a bigger headache.
Boom. Every household in the world has a box of Benadryl that expired in 2018.
Yep.
And it's sitting there. And then, if you come in contact with something, makes your eyes a little red, they're like, oh, I've got some Benadryl for you. Well, no, you don't. You had Benadryl 8 years ago.
Right. You're just wasting my time with something that's completely ineffective. I might as well swallow a styrofoam pellet from an Amazon delivery because it's going to have the same effect on me.
I got some Alka-Seltzer. They don't have packets. It's just in a box.
Unbelievable. Here's a funny story. Want to hear a funny story? So we'll get the headlines. Lee Sterling is going to join us this hour. So I'm recording, I do a podcast with Stu Gatz called With Stu Gatz and Hochman. He's going to Radio Row for Fox Sports Radio. He's going to be there next week. And you know me, I love Radio Row. We just don't get to go anymore. There's only 2 chances that we would ever have to go back to a Radio Row because our radio stations are cheap at this point and we're hanging on by a shoestring. So the only chances we ever have to go to a Radio Row again are if the Super Bowl's in Miami or if the Dolphins are in a Super Bowl. So we will never go to a Radio Row outside of Miami for as long as I'm doing this show because can't imagine the Dolphins are making some sort of Super Bowl run anytime soon. I think their window to get things done is a lot wider than my window on this show. But regardless, we're talking about Radio Row on the podcast, and it's a new episode dropping today, by the way. And I'm thinking about Radio Row and the celebrities that you meet, and I always get a kick out of, I gave Stu Gatz and his producer's name is Taylor, like the example I remember from the Radio Row that we were at where it was like Dr. Oz having a conversation with Jay Glazer and the Old Spice horse. Like you know what I mean? Like just these pairings that you don't see anywhere but Radio Row. And we're talking about the halftime performer this year, and Stu Gatz says, oh, yeah, we had Bad Bunny on the show a couple of years ago. And I said, really? You did? And he's like, yeah, we were at Radio Row, and he came by, joined us for a while. And I said, are you sure? And he's like, yeah. And Taylor was like, really? You had Bad Bunny? And because I'm telling Stu Gatz, I'm like, that's like having Taylor Swift on. Like, even 2 years ago, like he wasn't an up-and-coming artist 2 years ago. He's like, yeah, we had Bad Bunny, and it was great. My kids were so excited. Okay. And now we're doing, we play some of the Levitard stuff, and Stu Gatz and I reminisce about it, whatever. And it was like a 6-minute audio clip of some Mark Hackman stuff. And we come back, and I'm like, had you ever heard that, Taylor? And he goes, I'm sidetracked a little bit because there's no chance that they had Bad Bunny on the Levitard show. There's just no chance. He goes, I did a little research, texted around a little bit, and he's like, Stu Gatz, are you confusing him with Lil Dicky? And sure as bleep, Stu Gatz confused Bad Bunny with Lil Dicky, but it got me to telling Stu Gatz and Taylor the story of Solana trying to tell me that The Weeknd was really called The Weeknd because all his past romances had weakened him a little bit. And the reason that there was no second E in his name was because he had been weakened so much. And I said, much like you thought Bad Bunny was on your show, Solana and Stu Gatz have a lot of similarities. If they decide something is true, they decide it's true. Yeah. And I'm like, and I'm reading Solana this story about The Weeknd where there was a rapper who had the name The Weeknd. So he just took one E out of it and became The Weeknd spelled differently. And the reason he's called The Weeknd is because he would go out on weekends and perform and it had nothing to do with what Solana was giving us a lecture on with The Weeknd. But just as we get to Radio Row next week, we're not going to be there, but we'll talk to people who are on Radio Row. But it was just, I was laughing thinking about it. Stu Gatz certain that because his plan was he says, because he does this national Fox Sports radio show, he's like, I'm trying to tell Taylor we need to replay our interview with Bad Bunny because we probably won't be able to get him. Like, Stugatz has no idea how popular he is. He's like, we probably won't be able to get him because he'll be busy with the halftime show preparations and everything. And so we'll just replay the interviews. I was telling him, it'd be really funny if you just replay the Lil Dicky interview and pretend that it's Bad Bunny.
Play Bad Bunny coming into it.
Years of me listening to the Levitard show growing up. In my mind, I thought I was becoming Levitard, Dan. Little did I know, I turned into a poor man's Stugatz.
Funny.
Embrace your talents.
Everybody, you should subscribe to our podcast. You can search With Stugatz and Hochman on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on iHeart, the iHeart app. Like, it's all there for you. It's fun. So, but man, that made me laugh. He was certain. And I'm like, man, Bad Bunny, like that's like Madonna in her heyday doing an interview on a sports radio show. Like, it just doesn't add up. Lil Dicky adds up.
Yeah. Does Bad Bunny speak fluent English?
No. Does he?
Yeah, he speaks English.
I watched the Corona commercials.
No, he has a heavy accent. But
yeah,
he speaks English.
Anyway, we've got some props. I'll get to them later today. Some prop bets that are already involving Bad Bunny and all the broadcast stuff, which is fun.
He was on Fallon, I think, on one of those Tonight shows. I don't know if it was Jimmy Fallon or maybe it was somebody else, but he was on those. Like, he can carry a conversation in English. He just has a heavy accent.
It's funny. He says Hoch deals with two of them. Yeah, I deal with Stugatz and Solana. Try to keep your sanity when you're spending 5 hours a day with those guys. All right, let's get headlines here for the 3:00 hour with Solana. Brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
I'm speaking of you not being able to keep your sanity. I want to bring up something that I know neither of you are interested in, but I believe I'm going to frame it in a way that you can understand and you can relate to.
Okay.
So the Australian Open is happening right now. Okay.
Come on. That's not a knife. This is a knife. I'll talk about Josh Giddey if you want to talk about Australians.
And today was probably the greatest semifinal back-to-back games, like so big that Joe Rose and I had a 30-minute conversation earlier this morning where we just talked tennis. Like, that never happens. Joe never answers my texts, never answers my calls. But today was so big, he felt the need to talk to me about tennis because it was the magnitude of what we saw. And I believe, Hoch, you know how much I hate Novak Djokovic.
Yep.
I've been rooting for this against this guy since 2008. Since I was in middle school, I've been rooting against Novak. There isn't an athlete that I dislike more than Novak. But I believe it's time we start talking about him as one of the greatest athletes of all time. What he accomplished today, what he's accomplished over the course of his career. When we're thinking of Jordan, Ali, LeBron, Gretzky, Tiger, I think Messi.
Solana, your foreplay is too long for me, man.
Novak Djokovic deserves a seat at the table when you're talking about the greatest athletes of all time. And let me explain it, okay? Let me
explain. You haven't explained it yet?
Hoch, this is our foreplay.
Literally, this could have started with Novak Djokovic should be considered one of the top athletes of all time. What was that long diatribe to get to?
Took him in middle school.
And now you're going to explain
about
it?
Your little fat tail running around middle school.
Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal are Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Two greats, all-time greats, elevated the game, dominated the game, considered the two best players ever.
We haven't even taken our pants off yet.
But you know what happens? You know who has to do hours and hours of foreplay and nonsense or whatever, the guy whose performance is going to be here, there, see you later.
He does all the massages, all the oil rubs, all
Goodness
the
gracious.
rose petals. Man,
Yeah.
get to the action, Solana.
I rock a snorkel for a long time.
Just get to the point, man.
Novak Djokovic is Michael Jordan. Think of it as Michael Jordan. All of a sudden, he shows up younger, disrupts everything, and he battles with Bird and he battles with Magic, eventually overtakes those two, and then dominates his own decade. The 90s of Michael Jordan. Nobody was better. Nobody could beat him. Nobody had a better run over that 10-year span. What Novak Djokovic is doing right now, for sports fans that just don't have an interest in tennis, I realize that it's like if Michael Jordan hadn't retired and would have played against Kobe and LeBron, or LeBron and Kevin Durant, and beaten them later in his career, the next GOATs of the game. He's about to be 39, and he just beat Yannick Sinner in a semifinal in a 5-setter, and he's going to his 38th Grand Slam final. Guys, it doesn't happen in sports. It doesn't happen in tennis. What he just did today doesn't happen, and I think it needs to be discussed when you're talking on a sports show. One of the greatest feats in sports history today by Novak Djokovic.
Djokovic beat Sinner at 38 years old.
Almost 39.
What? Huh?
The story is Djokovic beat Sinner at 38 years old.
I don't know. Admittedly, I don't follow tennis ever since Bjorn Borg and John
story.
McEnroe and Jimmy Connors.
If Barry Sanders comes out of retirement and lead the league in rushing, the story shouldn't be that long.
That's fine. I told you. I know you guys weren't
I
interested.
mean, is this tournament even that popular? It's on at midnight.
Nah, nobody likes that.
They put all the big tournaments on at midnight. Okay.
It's a slam.
Wombat. I'm not
It's a-
wombat.
It's a slam, okay? It's a slam.
The Denny's Grand Slam is more interesting than whatever you're talking about.
You ever seen a kangaroo fight a man? Now that's
Now
what I
that-
would see at midnight.
Now I'm interested.
Well, you know that there's research into whether or not if all the kangaroos in Australia teamed up, because there's like millions and millions of kangaroos, all the kangaroos teamed up and invaded Uruguay, a population of only 3 million, they believe the kangaroos would have a legitimate shot at overtaking that country. There's like 10 million kangaroos.
But they couldn't get together. They wouldn't have a attack plan.
Are you okay?
Well, how do you know what the kangaroos are doing? How do you know they haven't been plotting to overtake something?
They have a military hierarchy of kangaroos and they haven't done anything yet?
I've seen a kangaroo try to fight a human. I don't know.
Hey, Hawk.
Huh?
Djokovic is Larry Bird and Giannis
Honestly,
Yakuchonis put together.
it was if he came out of the box with Novak Djokovic should be considered maybe the greatest athlete of our time, I piqued my interest. I literally, like, I probably sit up and I go, okay, here we go. We got something. What he gave to us before getting to that was so superfluous. It really did start with him in middle school. The story started with Solana in middle school.
I was trying to give you
What?
I was trying
Like
to set it up. I was
Put
trying to
his picture
set
up.
it up for
Put
you
his
to
put his middle
understand.
school picture
that
up.
I am campaigning for somebody to be on the Mount Rushmore of athletes.
Solana, put
Of
your middle school
athletes.
picture up.
As a person who hates that athlete maybe more than anybody.
You're doing it again? You're going to
Look.
give us the same speech again now?
So a tennis match that you're speaking about from yesterday
Well, no,
started
it
with
happened today. It happened today.
started with the little sausage finger boy with the bow tie on.
Ali, Jordan,
This is where the story started.
LeBron, Djokovic, Mount Rushmore of athletes.
Jimmy, you put ketchup on your hot dog at Costco today. That is a rarity.
It's not rare. I do it all the time.
No, you're lying. You're trying to placate the masses here. You sent us a picture specifically of the hot dog with ketchup because you know it's rare.
Maybe.
Yeah. You wish you didn't put ketchup on it, but you were just caught in too deep, huh?
It was that one time I didn't put ketchup. Big deal.
So you prefer ketchup on the hot dog than the plain glizzy?
Yes.
You are changing your tune, brother.
Mustard? No
Not
mustard?
really. Oh, no. I hate mustard.
Yeah, I like ketchup on a hot dog. That's one of the reasons I can't go back to Chicago.
Hawk,
I don't
are
like
you
mustard.
I like it, but not on a hot dog over ketchup.
We'll just do
Where,
both.
where else do you put mustard?
So I like mustard on like a turkey sandwich. I can go mustard on a turkey sandwich. I like honey mustard for chicken tenders.
Right. You go like normal mustard, like
I like normal yellow mustard.
like the Dijon.
Yellow. I don't like Dijon. And I don't I don't like spicy mustard. I like yellow mustard. Love it on a hot pretzel. Got to put mustard on a hot pretzel.
Ever tried it on fried fish?
No.
Asia loves mustard on fried fish.
Yellow mustard on fried
Yep,
fish?
It's pretty
Really?
good. Yeah.
Interesting.
Hawk, are you going to Costco today to buy your Costco SB Dunk collabs that just randomly dropped?
I don't have a Costco card. I've never been to Costco.
Wow. And Jimmy was at Costco today. You didn't think of buying Hawk the Costco Glizzy SB Dunks?
You know what? I did think about that. Just getting Hawk a membership for Costco.
No, just give me the shoes. I don't want to, I'd have bought a membership by now if I wanted one, Jimmy. I do not understand. This ticket wizard tells me all the time, "Oh, I'm going to Costco today. I got to go early cuz I got to be in the parking lot for about 35 minutes before I can find a spot. And then it's going to be a mob scene in there." He's like, "But this is what I do on the weekends." And then he's explaining it to me and I go, "Well, wait a second. What? They don't have bags? They don't put your stuff in a bag?" I go, "So you wheel it out and you walk into your house with one can and then you walk back out to your car and you bring in another can?"
They give you a big
I'm
box, Hawk.
"And you're paying for the right to do this? You're paying for the right to the store to tell you, yeah, we don't have bags. Figure it out yourself." Figure it out myself? I'm paying you a membership fee. It'd be like buying a membership at a country club. I go to the swimming pool. They go, "Hey, did you bring a towel?" "No, I'm a member here. I'd like a towel." "Yeah, we don't have towels. Figure it out yourself." Huh? Unbelievable. I don't understand people with this Costco.
They
The
do.
boxes
They do
are
sell.
way more efficient.
They do sell towels at Costco.
But you've got to find the boxes on your own. They don't hand
you're
you
not-
boxes.
it's
You got
not
it all of a
box-
sudden now. You got to walk through the store. You got to look for somebody who's going to take the last niblets so that you can grab the box. It's a whole thing.
They have boxes at the cash register. It's not box Hunger Games. There's
That's
big
exactly
piles of
what it is.
boxes.
You're rooting through their garbage to find something to carry out your groceries. For the life of me, I will never understand these Costco memberships.
I genuinely love just walking around Costco. I mean, there's a true pleasure in walking around. They have all the samples, all the free samples everywhere. And it's the only place in the world, Hawk, where you can buy a 32-pack of gallon milk. Like, I can walk out of there with 32 gallons of milk, but also
But who needs that?
a swimming pool. I mean, you could buy both of those things.
You could buy a swing set.
Yeah. No, I've seen it. You can buy gold bars there. I know. I'm familiar with all this stuff. Who needs this? The people walk into Costco and they go, "Yeah, I don't know. I just booked a summer vacation."
Mm-hmm.
I go, "What? How about you deal with a travel professional?" Like you really think it's that much cheaper because it's at Costco? It's not. Spoiler alert, they can't even afford bags.
Think they're skimping on the bags, huh? I don't do the samples. I'm not a big sample person. Anywhere. The little sample cups, I'm fine, thanks.
Ticket Wizard says, I've got a secret spot now for parking. I don't need to get there early. Yeah, this is what I want with my membership somewhere. I got to find a secret spot to park. I'm sure it's 1.5 miles away. These Costco, you guys are, hypnotized by this Costco. I don't understand it.
I hope he gets me some of these damn $45 oranges he got my kids falling in love with. How about that, Ticket Wizard?
Don't knock it
Sumo
until you try it,
citrus.
Hawk.
Yeah, I don't need to. I've shopped at a store before. They don't charge a cover. It's why I don't like Epcot.
Funny because
better than
Sam's is called
Epcot.
Sam's is called Sam's Club because you got to pay to get in the club.
I know. There's BJ's, there's Sam's, there's Costco. Who would buy a membership to a club to buy groceries? When I can buy groceries for free anywhere, it's more convenient. They have more parking spaces and bags.
Well, I'm going to get you, if I can get my hands on them, I'm going to get you the Kirkland Nike shoes that apparently just randomly dropped today and are flying out of the shelves of Costco.
Get a
Flying.
pair for OG as well.
All right,
Listen,
we'll do.
Don't play any sports in them. Guaranteed ACL tear. There's no support in the Kirklands.
Maybe they'll help me beat you in a 40.
Not with that running form.
So let me just get this straight. You guys are not interested in the Australian Open schedule for this weekend?
I'm not certain I've been interested in anything you've said in the first hour and 27 minutes of the show.
Goodness gracious.
Tomorrow, the Heat host the Bulls, 8 p.m. Sunday, the Heat host the Bulls at 6 p.m. The Panthers host the Winnipeg Jets tomorrow at the Emirates Bank Arena.
All right.
Your weather in South Florida, it's in the upper 60s. Tonight, it'll be in the low 60s, upper 50s, and then it'll get much colder the next couple of days.
All right. Lee Sterling is going to join us in the next segment, and hopefully he'll continue on with the heater that he was on last Friday because he went 3-0. Guys, the new year is here. Improving your health might be one of your big New Year's resolutions, but if you're tired and you're low on energy, you're not sleeping well, you don't see much progress at the gym, then staying committed can be tough. Atlantic Men's Clinic can likely help with that resolution because those symptoms are often signs of low testosterone. And this year, Atlantic Men's Clinic is also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more. It's all designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. So with the low testosterone treatments combined with the body composition programs, most men notice real improvements, more energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, a renewed sex drive. I am 56 years old. I've told you I've been going to Atlantic Men's Clinic for a while now. I wish I had been going sooner. I notice a difference in my energy level. It is noticeable. I'm telling you, schedule a consultation with Atlantic Men's Clinic. At least learn a little bit more. They have 7 locations in South Florida. Call them today, 877-455-7300, 877-455-7300, or you can get info on their website, which is atlanticmensclinic.com. Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Text threads are meant for pictures of Jimmy's hot dog.
What up? It's Shannon Crowder.
Been walking these streets so long, singing the same old song. I know every crack in these dirty sidewalks of
Broadway. I don't know all the words. Lee Sterling is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. By the way, we're going to give away the last pair of Heat tickets at 4:40 this afternoon. So about 1 hour from now, Heat Bulls on Sunday. Final pair that we'll be giving away this week will be given away at 4:40 this afternoon. Lee Sterling is a professional sports handicapper, and the website is ParamountSports.com, and you can follow him on Twitter at Paramount Sports. He had a hot weekend for us last week. He was on with us Friday, went 3-0. I had all three bets. I know you had the UFC pick, Crowder.
Yes.
He paid dividends last Friday. We're hoping for the same this Friday. So we're going to start, because I don't want to run out of time. We'll start with the Super Bowl national anthem play, which your daughter, Brooke, now correct me if I'm wrong, she got it wrong for the first time last year, the year before? All right, Lee's muted.
Reba McEntire.
There he is. Okay.
Remember Reba McEntire? Can you hear me now?
Yes, she sang the last lyric twice.
She sang the last line twice. So what happened was most books paid out both sides.
Yeah.
Last year she had the under, and it came under by 1 second.
So his daughter Brooke, she's an entertainer, she's a singer, she's an actress, she's very talented. But she handicaps this the way you handicap a game, right? I mean, she really handicaps it.
Oh, she takes it serious. So here's the situation. She's 10-0-1 on her selections from my clients. And Charlie Pugh is going to sing the national anthem. Now, he's never sung the national anthem before, anywhere where she can find.
Does anyone know who Charlie Pugh is, by the way? I have no idea who that is.
Oh, CP?
He does a little bit of everything. I mean, he's a I don't know what to call it, pop. He does his own arrangements. He does every single instrument when he's recording in a studio. So the guy is incredibly talented. So here's what he said. He did an interview with Ryan Seacrest on his show. He paid homage to Whitney Houston. He said, there is nothing like her national anthem. Never will be. They're both from New Jersey. They're both New Jersey natives. And he will have a choir and an orchestra with him for this. So she feels that she wants people. She thinks it's going to be a moment. And
trying to almost replicate what Whitney did.
Totally different. No, totally different, because it's got a choir and also an orchestra. And I think he's going to sing, and he might sit there and play the piano also. She thinks it's going to be special. She doesn't see it staying under 159. So she's going to go over 159. She thinks it might go over by 10, 15 seconds.
Wow. Oh, Charlie Puth. Is it Puth? Puth. Didn't he perform at our performance center at the radio station, Solana?
He did. There was a good stretch for about a year or two that you loved Charlie Puth.
I did. There was one song that I loved.
Okay.
See if you can find that, Jimmy. Look up Puth. P-U-T-H.
We don't talk anymore. Dun, dun. We don't talk anymore.
Remember we went to see him at the radio station in the performance center.
Was he the headliner?
I mean, he was just kind of playing for the radio station employees. And then the next week we had Pink Sweats in town.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
That's my friend.
All right, I have another one for the game. We're going to release quite a few more next week, but Kenneth Walker III, the running back for the Seattle Seahawks. New England's run defense has been great. No one's been able to get close to 100 yards in the last 3 games running against them. We think that they're going to throw the ball to him out of the backfield. Remember, his backup is out for the game. So for the last 5 games, he's been over this number. We're going to go over 23 receiving yards for Kenneth Walker III. Different way, instead of beating your head against the wall and trying to run the ball, get him the ball in space. He breaks a tackle. He could get that on one play. And we're going to end the segment here with another UFC selection. Been red hot in the UFC since they came back. Last week had Justin Gaethje plus 190. And
I got it at plus 200, by the way. What a great hit that was last weekend. And what a thrill it is to have it on Paramount Plus. So I'm not forking out $80 for a pay-per-view.
Yeah, but that to me was the positive. Negative, they need to work out some of the issues. I mean, they were going to break every single time. You like to hear what's going on in the corners between rounds. Sometimes they were promoting every movie that they have coming up, but they'll work that out. But it's free, so they had almost 5,000 views, 5 million. I'm sorry, 5 million views, and I think it's only going to grow. So they had a great card. That was an incredible fight to lead off the year. So what they have now is this is in Australia. This card, UFC 325.
Oh, you've got Solana's attention. He can't get enough of the Australian Open.
Well, he's getting ready also for the U.S. to take on Australia in the first round game in the FIFA World Cup.
The World Cup, that's right.
Don't forget that.
But he's gonna be rooting for Australia. He loves everything Australia except Josh Giddey.
Australia.
All right. So here's the situation. The first three fights are not UFC fighters. They have what's called Road to the UFC. So they pick fighters from all over the world, have been fighting quarterfinals, semifinals, and whoever wins these three fights is going to get a UFC contract. So there's a fighter named Dom Marfan. His nickname was Street Fighter. Now he's Street Buddha. So Dom Street Buddha Marfan, laying 150, is fighting Sang Woo Kim. Now the spelling on him, I've seen it 4 different ways. As long as it starts S-A-N-G, sometimes it's one word, sometimes it's 2 words, but it ends in Kim, and he's nicknamed the Frogman. Love Don Marfan here, the Street Buddha. Feel that he is going to win the positional battle here. He is by far the better striker. Think that Sang Woo Kim makes some mistakes. He's a little reckless, even though he's a pressure fighter here. Don't think his hands are very good. Lay the 150. Dom Marfan. It's the third fight from the beginning. It's going to probably start about 6:30 our time on UFC 325. It's called Road to the UFC.
All right. And that one's on Paramount Plus as well?
It's on Paramount and also the UFC app.
Okay. So Lee Sterling, his daughter Brooke, is telling you Charlie Puth over on National Anthem 159. We're expecting that's probably going to go higher and higher as the game gets closer and closer, right? So this would be the time.
That's why she wanted to release. She's in rehearsals for a musical where she's the understudy for the lead called Glory Ride that came over from London.
I saw that, Lee. Congratulations.
Wow.
She's killing it in New York. She really is.
And maybe bigger news coming up soon. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe by next Friday or the Friday after might have something bigger for you. But
Hawk, all I heard there is we have a Broadway connect now for some free matinee tickets.
Oh, now you're speaking our language.
I want to go see Cats.
Let's get her into Kimberly Akimbo. I want to go see that. I literally
Broadway for 40 years.
You know, Cats is the only show I've ever walked out of. That's how terrible I thought that show was.
Come on.
The only
Hawk.
Broadway show I have ever walked out of.
They just said it's been there 40 years. It can't be that bad.
That's why I couldn't believe. But this is like one of those things like Girl Scout cookies or Costco where everyone goes, oh, you got to do this. You got to do this. And then you go there and you go, nobody can be liking this.
How many shows have you seen? How many shows have you seen, Channing?
We go to New York at least. We go to New York at least once a year, and we go specifically to see Broadway shows.
Right. How about you, Channing?
I saw Oz last year. Not the Wizard of Oz, the Black.
No, you saw the Wiz. You saw the Wiz.
Yeah, the Wiz. Yeah. There we go. Black people will love Oz, Lee. You know.
He's thinking of the Whiz cheese that he used to spray in his mouth.
He's thinking of Oz, the HBO show. All right. Lee Sterling and his daughter, Brooke, they like Charlie Puth over on the National Anthem length. He likes Kenneth Walker over on receiving yards for the Super Bowl. And tomorrow in UFC, he likes Dom Marfan, minus 150 against Sang Woo Kim. All right, Lee Sterling, you can follow him on Twitter at Paramount Sports. You could check out the website, ParamountSports.com. Have a great weekend, Lee.
You two guys, take care. Be safe.
There you go. Lee Sterling will take a break. 4 o'clock hour is next.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
Socrates once said, "You don't know what your body can do until it does it."
WQAM.
PM and we back on the clock, so don't get cutesy. Dog lead the station unlocked. We got the sports talk and the drama to make sure the T-clock. WQAM is the Avengers with no weak spot. For Joe Rose, Woody Bo, Omar and more. Tobin and Leroy giving gooses galore. Yeah, for 2 to 6 is reserved for 3 legends. The captains of America, not no Chris Evans. From Spritz to McRibs and calling out game scores. Hot man, Crowder, Solana. Get ready for some more.
All right, 4 o'clock hour here, and we are going to give away Heat Bulls tickets at 4:40. 4:40 will be your final chance this week to win a pair of tickets for Heat Bulls on Sunday at the Kaseya Center. Heat and Bulls Saturday and Sunday at the Kaseya Center. And again, your final chance to win a pair of tickets comes up at 4:40 this afternoon. I was talking about Radio Row earlier in the program. I was telling you about Stu Gatz going out there, and I was reminiscing about Solana's story about the weekend. And are you going out to Radio Row for the pivot, Crowder? You're muted.
Not Radio Row. I will be in San Francisco.
So you guys will have an off-site location,
Yes.
and you'll do interviews?
Yeah, and every Super Bowl is weird because I think we have like 2 or 3 interviews set up, but then you're just walking through random events and you see Larry Fitzgerald, and I say, hey, man, jump on the show. Okay, when? Tomorrow. Okay, cool. So,
well, you know what's interesting? So Stu Gatz's radio producer is this Taylor Vipolis, who I think Solana knows, and he's been producing his podcast for a while. And so he knows when you're booking someone for the podcast, it's like, 11:30 today, we're going to tape with Mike Golick. 12:30, we're going to tape with so-and-so. And I said to Taylor, I go, now you're a radio producer, and you're going out to Radio Row. And I go, this is such a different animal. I go, you're going to work hard, and here's why. You're going to set something up, and then all of a sudden, someone's going to become available, and it's going to be at the same time. And you're going to want both those guests. And sometimes it's not always going to work out. And then you're going to have to kind of play it out in your head. Is that guest actually going to show up on time? Am I really going to ruin a segment here because it's live radio? And I gave him an example. I'll ask you this, Solana. I gave him this quiz. You're out on Radio Row next week. Michael Irvin, you book him, 12:15. Michael Irvin's coming over. You're doing live radio, so it's 12:15. Fernando Mendoza's agent comes over, says, I can bring you Mendoza at 12:15 today. Who do you choose? Do you take Irvin? You take Mendoza?
For Stu Gatz's show or for our show? I think that matters.
It absolutely does. For a national radio show.
You're taking the Heisman Trophy winner who just won a national championship, Fernando Mendoza.
Right.
100%. And you might be able, here's how I think it happens. I know Michael Irvin. He sits down and his first interview that's supposed to be 12 minutes goes 18 minutes. I like that. That's how that works. Then he goes somewhere else and that's another 13, 14 minutes. So he's showing up 10 minutes late. You might be able to get a good 8 to 9 minutes with Mendoza, who he'll let somebody control him because it's his first time at a Radio Row and he doesn't know any better. Irvin, if he likes the conversation, he'll keep going. You might be able to swing both. Our show, I'm saying, hey, I think we're okay. We have somebody booked at that time, and we'll hang out until Michael Irvin gets there because, 1, we love Michael Irvin, and 2, it's Miami. So
yeah. I think Solana's right on that. I think for the pivot, you'd have to take Mendoza.
It's 100%, and we have ran in. When you brought it up, it was Michael Irvin, one of those names. When you brought it up, we have to go between, is it a bigger name, a more hot name, or a better show? Michael Irvin is going to be a great show. He's going to talk crazy,
always
be great. But if the name, like Mendoza's name right now is hot, anything he does, somebody's going to click on because he's going to be the #1 pick and the Heisman Trophy winner. So you'll get more, what's it called, interaction or whatever, the algorithm.
Traction, more clicks.
You'll get more traction if you send out a clip of Fernando Mendoza right now, because Michael Irvin has been on 20 podcasts. He has his own podcast. But a better show by far would be Michael Irvin.
Yeah, and I think what you could do on Radio Row, this happens. I was giving Stugatz Taylor an example. Remember, we were interviewing Jared Payton, and we saw Frank Gore walking by. And we were like, hey, Frank. And then all of a sudden, you got both of them chopping it up together.
Yeah.
That could happen in like the way that I would do it. See, if I was a first-time radio producer, I might not have the guts to do it. If I've been doing it a number of years, I would probably keep both booked and hope one is there before the other. You're getting situated. You're with Playmaker. You're talking a little bit. Look who's walking over, Fernando Mendoza. Come on, sit down. Like, he doesn't know it's pre-booked. Sit down. Now you're all just kind of chopping it up together, which really can make for great radio.
But Hawk, I think you're overshadowing your ability to have conversation with anybody in the world, because some people have to prepare to have this person and I have 7 questions, this person and I have 7 questions. They can't cross mingle those two people. They don't know how to do it.
Well, that's what I think would make it interesting. That's literally what I think would make it interesting, because Michael Irvin at 60 years old is as unguarded as he was at 18 years old, probably more. And Fernando Mendoza is more guarded than ever. And I'm sure his agents are telling him, you really have to be tight-lipped on Radio Row because you don't want to ruin your draft stock. Like, I just think it would make for great radio.
Oh, great radio, but the host, that's why I'm giving you your credit. I know you can do it. I've been on dozens of radio shows that I know
I could
that
not.
Could.
You forget what happened with Daniel Berger?
No. Because you'll just make it fun and start asking about hamburgers, and now everybody has an opinion. Some people would have to talk about
what happened to me with Daniel Berger.
I don't get. I talk.
Why did I get so? Why did I clam up so much with Daniel Berger?
Because the situation we're in, we're sitting out at, what was it, the golf course, and the guy
it was Trump Doral.
Yeah, it was. I was uncomfortable, but I don't have to bring the guest on. I could just sit there and try to have a follow up.
Anyway,
I'm looking. I'm looking up on our archives here, like who we had on, and like Chris Sims. Remember, he did the croqueta interview with us.
Yeah.
We had that whole thing where I had taken croquetas, and we had a bunch of people just sit down to try croquetas live on the air.
It's too bad.
Prop.
Too bad during that time we weren't doing video on the show, because that was really good stuff. You tried to do video with them. Not all of it came out.
It just didn't look. It wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't as aesthetically pleasing as it all is nowadays.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you right now, for some crazy reason, Solana's mom lets Randy Moss into the door behind him. We could really sit down. Randy Moss isn't talking to your mom. I'm just using that as an example.
Huh.
But I'm just saying,
favor Randy Moss a little bit now that I'm looking at you.
Randy had that stretch. He was in Hialeah. But Randy Moss could walk in the room right now, and our show could have a 20-minute conversation with him, no problem.
Yes. The difference between that and Daniel Berger is I literally didn't know who he was.
Yes, but there's a lot of people. I'm telling you, there's a lot of hosts and radio, TV people that could not be surprised like that and have a grown man conversation.
Yeah, no,
but
totally agree with you.
Our show could pretty much do that with anybody not named Daniel Berger. I firmly believe that because there's a lot of times where we bring people on back in the day when we were bringing on different guests, and Hoch would just immediately, you would go into, I want to get to know you. And that always works, other than with Corey Dickerson as well.
Well, I have that. So I have a show sheet that I look at, throughout the show, because I do show prep, but I do have at the bottom of my show sheet a whole list. Is miniature golf a fun activity? Do you cut your hamburger in half? Do you refer to pizza as za? Do you prefer triangular cut pizza or square cut pizza? Are Girl Scout cookies overrated? Have you seen the movie The Godfather? What do you think of Epcot at Disney? Have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy? How do you order your steak cooked? Who has more of a claim to cream soda, blacks or Jews? What's better, ice cream cake or cookie cake? What's better, Boston cream pie or a Boston cream donut? Should adults put sprinkles on ice cream? What candy will you be giving away this year on Halloween? What's a better show, Friends or Martin? Is The Office the greatest show in TV history?
Every person in the world has an opinion on every topic you just said.
I think I just gave the 7 herbs and spices as if I were KFC. I think I just gave away the secret formula to my radio success.
But you're good at this, man. It is what it is.
Those are some good starter questions because everyone is opinionated on one or the other of those. Like, yeah.
And if they don't have an opinion, they say, huh? And
Like
then you
Corey
give your
Dickerson.
opinion, and then it's still a good topic.
Yeah. All right, let's do 15 minutes of Heat. I got to go off my little questions there and back to the 15 minutes of Heat sponsorship. Heat tickets, by the way, today at 4:40. Heat tickets at 4:40 today. 15 minutes of Heat brought to you by Durrell Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Durrell Kia or DurrellKia.com. I wanted to read you one question from Ira Winderman in the Sun Sentinel today regarding Giannis and the Heat. Ira, will Milwaukee run the Giannis clock down till the last minute of the trade deadline? Remember, trade deadline is next Thursday, right? Thursday,
February 5th.
All right. Will they run the clock down to the last minute of the trade deadline so the Heat miss out on bidding for, say, a Ja Morant? And Ira says this. Typically, situations such as that with Giannis Antetokounmpo do go to the wire, which in this case is Thursday, 3 p.m. And that's if he's traded at all. To their credit, the Heat are quite good at pivoting and have proven adept at handling a ticking clock. In that regard, considering how many times the Jimmy Butler trade was rewritten last February with at one point a PJ Tucker reunion seemingly in the works, if the Heat want Ja Morant and believe such a deal can get done in the void of a Giannis deal, they'll have their cards ready to put in play at the requisite moment. But of course, on their terms, if there even is such interest.
Tell me if I'm on an island. I am excited like Christmas for Giannis Antetokounmpo being a Heat player. Like it would make my dreams come true. Ja Morant is Father's Day. Like you have a good time, but it's not Christmas.
Oh, I'd be pretty excited for both of them, man. More excited for Giannis, no doubt. But I would love to see what Ja Morant can do under the straight and narrow of the Miami Heat organization.
I would love to see if his adjustment. We talked about this when the James Johnsons and the Deion Waiters, they were under the Heat organization. All they did was lose weight because they get weighed in, but I don't know if they caught on the Heat culture. You're saying you guarantee Ja's going to catch on the Heat culture? Because Ja might tell you kiss his butt.
But I'd like to see it, but I also would love to see Zion Williamson under the tutelage of the Miami Heat. I really would.
You can't stop stress eating.
I believe there is one organization in the league that could save Zion's career, and it's the Heat.
Who's standing by his pantry at 3 a.m.?
Just telling you, get the right organization, you get someone to buy in.
He has Cheez-Its in his nightstand.
Oh, who doesn't?
I just think it depends what you're giving up for Ja. I have no interest in giving up any draft capital for Ja Morant. If the Heat can get him without giving up draft capital, a lot of people expect the Grizzlies to potentially move on from him for nothing just because they're sick of him, then sure, I'm interested. I'd be excited. But giving up assets for Ja Morant, to me, is not something the Heat should pursue, no matter what happens with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
But Solana, you always attach this draft capital and trade pieces, and we understand it. But like you said, Giannis wasn't worth Bam. But like, why do you put these levels on? Are you excited to have Ja if he's 2 seconds?
I mean,
like,
aren't you hoping that draft capital turns into a Ja Morant?
No. Not this version of Ja Morant.
Well, how about the first couple years of Ja Morant?
Yeah, I mean,
Because
when he
that
was at
guy
his
still
peak,
exists. That guy still exists.
So
Does he?
You don't.
I mean,
you don't want to
does
give
he?
up a 1.
Does he? I don't. I honestly does
Well,
he?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know if it
Solana-
does exist.
But
and
I know it has existed.
Right, but if you look back, there was a season and a half where Ja Morant was a top 5 player in the league. That's it. You have about 20 months of proof that he could play at that level, and he didn't win anything. So, and since then, it's been nothing but disaster
But
on
it's-
and off the floor. So
but
I don't
it's-
know. I don't know. If I'm willing to give up like your opportunity to stay in the game for a Giannis in the offseason or for whoever next offseason, because you go out and you give up the limited resources you do have in draft capital for Ja Morant.
But Solana, to your point, you don't want to give up a 1. Is there a player in college, and I don't know, you might know because you follow basketball, that's going to be Ja Morant?
That's my
Because
point.
You don't want to give up your first round pick, but your first round pick is going to be a guard out of Kansas. Who cares? It's Ja Morant.
Or your first round pick could end up being Bam Adebayo.
Right, but how many? Well, no. But beyond that, your first round pick could end up being put in a player who you covet already in the NBA when you're going to need a package to put together for a team when a player all of a sudden like Giannis, who's great, becomes available. But remember, Barry Jackson had made that column where he's like, the Heat continually are kicking the can, waiting for something like this to happen, and it hasn't really paid dividends recently. And at some point, again, it's like, okay, well, let's pass on Ja because who knows who's going to become available, and we're going to need that draft capital. But at some point, it's like, okay, you got to bleep or get off the pot.
Yeah.
Okay, going back to after Dwayne Wade, which was the best first round pick in Heat history. Obviously, it's not. Maybe it is. Darrell Wright, Michael Beasley, Dexter Pickman, Justice Winslow, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Precious Achua, Nikola Jovic, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Khalil Ware. Ja's better
your
than
odds
those
are
guys.
better with Ja. Like if that's the history, then you're going to hit more times with Ja than with a draft pick.
Yeah, I think that's a fair argument, but I also know what I've been watching, and it's a player who is extremely difficult to deal with, and it doesn't guarantee you anything. All it guarantees is that you're bringing in somebody who at one point was a star, at one point, and right now is far from it, is a headache to deal with. And again, I'm not saying I wouldn't like Ja. I'd be happy with Ja Morant on this team. I think the Heat would be better with Ja Morant on this team. I'm telling you, if the Heat can't land Giannis, I would rather them trade some of the guys that they have now that, in my opinion, likely won't be here long term, collect more draft capital, and play the long game. If Giannis doesn't get traded, make another push for him in the offseason. What's going to happen with Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers?
But what if he does get traded? Which was the original question to Ira. What if he does get traded, and now are you going to be left holding the bag because Ja's available, but you missed out?
Yeah, it's a fair question. I think there's going to be a lot of people that say go get Ja Morant, but I think if the Heat wanted Ja Morant before all this Giannis stuff really became as prominent as it is right now, he'd probably already be on the Heat.
I agree. I don't think they covet him. So I don't think this stuff, unless it was bargain basement. I don't think they're willing to give up much of anything for Ja.
Yeah.
And so, are you saying trade guys and get draft capital to now parlay that draft capital into another whale, or to go get draft picks? Because we don't do well with draft picks. We don't think Pat Riley really respects draft picks.
I don't think that's a fair assessment of the Heat anymore. I'm not saying.
I just read off the people that we drafted in the first round. Bam is the only one that's a monster.
But none of those outside of Tyler Hero are lottery picks. And I mean, that's a whole other conversation, but none of those guys are lottery picks, Crowder. I mean, you're talking about getting Bam Adebayo with the 14th overall pick. Like, that's tremendous value.
Yeah.
Jaime Jaquez Jr., the version of him this year with the 18th overall pick. I mean, we're talking about the 6th man of the year. Tyler Hero was an all-star and a 6th man of the year. You drafted him with the 13th overall pick. Khalil Ware, I mean, look, he hasn't had the best 2 years, but he's in the Rising Stars game, and clearly is coveted around the league. He was
doing well.
18th
He's not.
overall pick.
Khalil Ware is not coveted around the league.
He is coveted around the league. He is. I'm not suggesting he's a superstar or has that potential, but Crowder, a reason why so many people are putting the Heat first in terms of a potential Giannis trade is because of Khalil Ware, because people think he has tremendous upside. I'm just saying it's not fair to look at the Heat's first round picks that you just read off, the latter ones, the ones over the past couple of years, and say none of those guys are great first round picks. Well, yeah, but look at where they were drafted. You can't compare where the Heat drafted Khalil Ware and Cooper Flagg.
Khalil Ware was 15. You're acting like it's 32. I can give you Dexter Pickman.
Right, but
I can't give you Khalil Ware. I sure can't give you Justice Winslow. Justice Winslow was 10.
Crowder, there aren't many examples, there are a few, but there aren't many examples of guys drafted out of the lottery becoming superstars. There are a few, there's outliers, but there aren't many. And the Heat
Bam's an outlier out of the lottery. Bam is an outlier out of the lottery going the other way.
Correct, but you can't downplay the fact that the Heat have drafted pretty well based on where they've been drafting over the past couple of years. They're one of the only teams. I just
Bam. Bam, and then who?
Bam is an all-star. Tyler was an all-star. Jaime potentially is going to be the sixth man of the year.
Don't give me potentially. Triple J is anything. But he's a good NBA player.
Okay, so he's a good NBA player.
Precious Achiuwa played 10 games for the Heat.
Well, Precious Achiuwa, that was a brutal pick. I mean, Tyrese Maxey went the pick right after. That one will haunt me forever. I'm not bringing up Precious Achiuwa, but Precious Achiuwa got you Kyle Lowry in a trade that was supposed to put you in a position to go win a title. And you got
it. Just looking at the Hard Rock app.
You're playing with the picks and the games and the lottery, not lottery and all that stuff. We don't pick well. We don't pick well.
But that's okay. I mean, that's
true.
your opinion.
Solana, we're a great drafting team.
I didn't say we're great. I think
are we good? Are we? What's our drafting? If you had to give the Heat, if you had to give our draft trade a grade, what are we? C's?
What I took issue with is you said the Heat don't draft well and they're not known to be a drafting team, and I'm telling you that was true in the early 2000s after Dwayne Wade and through the Big Three era, because Pat Riley had superstars on his team and he said, I don't care about young guys. I'm in win now mode. But since LeBron James left, the Heat have made a much better, have put themselves in a much better position to draft players and maximize those players while they've been here. And
that's a lot.
I don't know how.
Leave? When did LeBron leave?
2014.
Justice Winslow was the next pick.
Yeah, he's a bust.
Then Bam. Bam was a knockout, home run. Tyler is a double. Precious Achiuwa was a strikeout. Nikola Jovic, I don't know. I don't think so.
Three brutal air balls in the fourth quarter yesterday.
Triple J and Khalil Ware. Solana, they have not drafted well since the Big Three left either.
Just looking at the Hard Rock app, sixth man of the year, Naz Reid is the favorite, then Keldon Johnson, AJ Mitchell, and then Triple J. All right, I got to move on to headlines. We're already way too late on 15 minutes of Heat. Headlines brought to you by Doral Kia. And I've got to give away the Heat tickets at 4:40, 16 minutes from now. Headlines brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
Nobody's as bad as the Dolphins in the third round, by the way. I'll just throw that out there.
Starting in what year?
They got a dog in 05, Hawk.
Hey, Joe Flacco has been added to the Pro Bowl roster. What the hell's going on here?
How about that? 2 Cleveland quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl. That's funny.
It's a popularity contest. It's not a
it's not a popularity contest. They're down to the dregs. There's no one left. Nobody's available to play.
Hawk, now I'm just arguing this whole segment. Shedeur Sanders had 1,000 yards passing, and he's in the Pro Bowl.
I'm saying there's no one left. It's not, these guys were not selected first, second, third, fourth. It's because guys are playing, injured, have dropped out. So they're literally, if you're a breathing body who wants a free trip, they're taking you.
Shedeur's last name was Alejandro Solana. Shedeur Solana does not make the Pro Bowl team.
Understood. But it has nothing.
Sanders. It's a popularity contest.
It's not popularity. He's
after
just
the first
that
wave.
far down on the pecking list, as is Joe Flacco. That like they're so far down because these are the Pro Bowl games anyway, right? This isn't a Pro Bowl, right?
No.
Pro Bowl games on Tuesday
And it's in
at 8 p.m.
Orlando, or is it in the same city as
San Fran.
the Super Bowl?
It's San Fran. They're doing them together now.
San Francisco. Yeah. So if you want to trip out to the West Coast, like, do you know how many people are asked before Shedeur Sanders and Joe Flacco? Remember, Tyler Huntley was a Pro Bowler.
Mac Jones was a Pro Bowler, wasn't he?
Yeah. You get down. I mean, the NFL Pro Bowl just is.
I don't even.
Hey, who wants to go?
I don't even really know what they're doing. I know there's a flag football game in like a smaller venue, but didn't they used to do like several different games. They had what's it called, dodgeball and things like that. Like
I think that's it. The Pro Bowl games, right? It's all different games.
Yeah. They're still doing dodgeball. They do the obstacle course. They do all that stuff. Back in the day with Larry Allen, all they did was do a 40 time and the biggest bench press and all. Like it was more of a football centric thing. Now it's fun. They call it games.
Can either of you find out? I've been looking for this, like what the schedule is, what the games are, because I other than the flag football game, I can't find.
I'm on their website right now.
Right.
They're playing dodgeball and they're doing the obstacle course.
Let's see. Flag football game is Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Okay.
At least that's when it's going to air on ESPN.
Right. Yeah, I see that.
Got that's about it. That's all they have on the schedule.
Told you that's the only thing I find on the schedule.
The Pro Bowl. Well, okay, so there it does say AFC Pro Bowl team, NFC Pro Bowl team, 8 p.m. Tuesday, ESPN.
I went last year and they play dodgeball. They do like a fat man race where they pull a sled, but I think they moved that into an obstacle.
I think it might just
now.
be flag football. Get ready for the 2026 NFL Pro Bowl games powered by Verizon. Watch the league's biggest stars and Joe Flacco and Shedeur Sanders match up in an exciting AFC versus NFC flag football showdown on Tuesday, February 3rd at 8 p.m. I think that's all that's left of the Pro Bowl.
Skills competition.
You sure? Because I don't see that anywhere.
Let me see.
Yeah. Well, if there's no dodgeball, then I'm out. I'm not watching.
but that would be because then why do you have offensive and defensive line Pro Bowlers if they don't have it? There's no reason to go to San Francisco.
Well, do they have offensive and defensive line Pro Bowlers?
Yeah, there has to be an all pro because that means you're the best, and they're going to have
all pro is not
in.
Pro Bowl.
Nah, but there is. I was looking at the rosters.
They're having offensive and defensive line in flag football?
But they're not playing. How can they play?
Yeah, there has to be some sort of skills challenge or something. I mean,
be.
If you don't have Joe Flacco throwing into a tire that's moving across a field, then what are we doing?
Then what are we even doing? Yeah.
All right, guys, your schedule to round out headlines here. The Panthers play at home tomorrow. They had a tough loss yesterday to the St. Louis Blues. 7 seconds left.
No good.
And they lost it. They host the Jets tomorrow, the Winnipeg Jets at 4 p.m. The Heat play,
Paul Maurice. No good.
No good.
The Heat play at 8 tomorrow. They host the Bulls. Game 2 of this 3-game series, and then they'll play again 6 p.m. on Sunday. Your weather in South Florida, it is 68 degrees. Currently, tonight the lows will be in the upper 50s.
All right, we will give away our final pair of Heat tickets in 10 minutes, 4:40. So you got to make sure you're listening, so do not go anywhere.
If you're looking for anywhere to watch a game, it's a big game coming up right now. Watch the game, hang out. Got people coming to town. Just want a good night on the town, or you want to go have lunch. You got a couple hours in the middle of the day, man, head to Tootsie's Cabaret. It is the largest strip club in the entire world. It's open from noon to 6 a.m. That's 18 hours of day of wonderfulness. beautiful entertainers, food specials, $100 bottles, half price drinks every single day till 8 p.m. They have 2 levels of entertainment. I got my own table. I'm upstairs right there by the wall. Ask them what Crowder table is. They'll let you know. Might be occupied because I might be there, but check it out. Large sports bar in the back. Got the pool tables. They have 4 spacious full liquor bars and the restaurant. It's not some dude back there with a frying pan. It is a full restaurant with lobster and steak and shrimp, and it's delicious. I'm a chicken wing guy. Get the lemon pepper chicken. I get lemon pepper and hot chicken wings. They are amazing. Been getting them for 20 years, and I'm getting them till 2045. You got to head to Tootsie's Cabaret. TVs everywhere. Football, baseball, hockey, soccer, MMA, NFL, UFC coming up this weekend. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to watch is at Tootsie's. And if the play or game goes to commercial that you're watching, there's going to be a beautiful entertainer on the number of stages that they have to entertain you through that time. Head to Tootsie's. Like I said, if you have a couple hours in the middle of the day, you can go to Tootsie's, man, but you're going to have a good time. Been going there for 20, going to go there for another 20. Go to tootsiescabaret.com for more information.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the hottest chick in the game right now, man.
Why's your tongue yellow?
Gotta give away these Heat tickets. One.
Cause you knew that I knew that I knew that I'd call you up. You've been going around.
Who is this, Jimmy?
Every party in LA. Cause you knew that
Charlie Puth.
All right, I was thinking it was him. This is Charlie Puth. This is who's doing the national anthem at the Super Bowl.
I've heard this way before that Chicago song.
Dare you? But there's a song I know from him that's not this.
That's Solana's realm.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that one song. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore.
He was terrific in the Performance Center.
Oh, the best.
So good. All right, let me give away the Heat Bulls tickets. I told you I'd do it at 4:40. It is 4:40. Heat and Bulls. They'll be at the Kaseya Center tomorrow and Sunday. These tickets, this final pair, is for Sunday. What time is the game on Sunday, Solana? 6?
6 p.m.
All right, 6 o'clock on Sunday. What caller number would you like to take, Crowder?
13. For my
Caller
man,
13
Bam
from
Adebayo, the baddest
draft
thing to
pick
walk.
that you could have had. 305-567-0560. 305-567-0560. Caller number 13 gets the final pair of tickets. Heat and Bulls on Sunday at the Kaseya Center. Heat up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. That's not a best of 3 because it's going to go 3 regardless if the Heat take a 2-0 lead. But Heat up 1-0 after the victory last night. Here's a couple of Super Bowl props. Will Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson attend the game?
No.
Because he didn't have any of his he didn't make any of his UNC games available to New England, right?
Yeah, that was the whole thing where he wouldn't let the Patriots come to UNC games or the scouts even, which is crazy to me for his players, but also the negative attention right now that he's getting and not making the Hall of Fame. I don't think he wants his face to be seen.
Might that be, though, a way to kind of rehabilitate and reattach himself to the Patriots?
But does he want to?
I think he needs to.
He's going to make his second ballot, guaranteed.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. But in other words, if everything you did good in your career came with the Patriots and you went out of your way the last couple of years, I should say, to disassociate yourself from the Patriots, and things have gone, I don't know, not that great. It was a terrible season at UNC. He's had bad pub nonstop, didn't make the Hall of Fame. Might you not try to ingratiate yourself back into the Patriots family?
I think Belichick and his people, I think there's
And
people
she likes attention, by the way.
She does like, I would say, oh, Jordan wants to go. She's trying to buy tickets on StubHub. But I think Belichick's F me, F you type person.
Well, the odds for if Belichick and Hudson will attend the game, no is minus 300. Big favorite. Yes is plus 200.
Wow.
Will Russell Wilson tweet or post in support of the Seahawks?
Yes, because he likes
Yeah.
attention and he's built different.
That seems like something that he would do. Ride or die with my Seahawks during this Super Bowl Sunday.
He congratulated
Great
them.
memories.
He congratulated them for sure.
He's Mr. Unlimited. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes is minus 200. That is the big favorite. Let's see. Lowest Super Bowl ticket prices on Saturday, the day before, over or under $2,500.
Over.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will the electrical substation near the stadium be mentioned on the broadcast?
Yes.
Heavy favorite.
Heavy favorite is no at minus 500.
Wow.
I would imagine the NFL says,
You know
do
what?
not give any air to the thought that there is a controversy because there's an electrical substation near the Niners.
Yeah, Solana, I think you might have jaded my thought on this one. I think Hawk's 100% correct.
But what about the pregame show or the postgame show?
I think
Does
it's just
that
the
count?
broadcast. Usually these broadcast props are just within the game minutes.
No, don't say anything about that. It embarrasses us.
But what if during media day, the players are asked about it, and it becomes a bigger story because of that?
Well, obviously that's why you would play the underdog. That something is going to manifest over the next week, and they're going to have to mention it.
But they don't really have to mention it.
Well, if it became a big story, or if someone lost an arm, they walked past the electrical substation. No, grew a third arm. They get out there, and Stephon Diggs has 3 arms.
Yeah. The fish off The Simpsons flips on the field. Yeah. We got trouble.
Speaking of Stephon Diggs, will Stephon Diggs propose to Cardi B after the game? Caveat, Patriots must win for bet to stand.
I don't hope not. Is hope not?
Not done. Generally, when betting, hope not is not a alternative bet.
No.
No is minus 4,000.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Will anyone retire on the field after the game?
For that to be a question, who would they?
I don't know. Like, you could think of it, if it's KC, you would think maybe Travis Kelce or whatever, but I don't think that story exists. I mean, Sam Darnold, maybe?
No, he really just came into his own. He just got respect.
Yeah.
And they're both they're like two of the, I heard something. They're some of the youngest teams in the league. There's no OGs on this.
No is minus 5,000. So
yeah, there's no OGs on this team.
let's see. Will Carol G perform with Bad Bunny at halftime? I'm going to have to go to Solana on this one.
It's very possible. It is very possible. I don't really have a good feel for what he's gonna do. Is he just
Who is Carol G?
Another.
Let's start there.
I'm glad I didn't have to ask.
Well, do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor, Hawk. Maybe now, maybe later, maybe after the show, and just do a little Google search. I think you'll appreciate that tip. But she's another Latin recording artist.
Caught my interest.
Solana, does he have is there any other collaborations that he's done that are huge?
So remember when the Super Bowl was in Miami, remember it was J-Lo and Shakira? They brought out Bad Bunny and J Balvin. So a lot of people think J Balvin and Bad Bunny, there was a little beef between them. They reconciled. A lot of people think they have some hit songs together. He'll bring him out. People think that Rosalia is another artist that he could bring out. Daddy Yankee, or just go all Puerto Rican artists. But J Balvin.
Well, looking at Carol G, I'm voting for Carol G.
Yep, I thought
it was a man.
Will Bad Bunny experience a wardrobe malfunction? Caveat, the genitalia must be seen. So it's not a nipple, it's genitalia.
I hope so.
Again, no hope.
Carol G, can Carol G have a malfunction? His Google machine works.
Tell you what, I'd have a malfunction if Carol G had a malfunction. All right, we got to take a break. Crowder's got to go watch his daughter play basketball there at IMG Academy. So go root Ava on for us.
Appreciate it. She had BAM numbers the other night, so hopefully she can do
the good BAM numbers or the bad BAM numbers.
Oh, 6, 5, and 4. I need a little better than
5 o'clock Funky Buddha happy hour is coming up. Championship meet energy is nonstop at Gulfstream Park. Live racing every Thursday through Sunday. Tomorrow is the Holy Bull Stakes. Huge day of racing at Gulfstream where rising stars and seasoned champs take center stage. You can enjoy the day. There's limited tickets, but they are still available. Plan your day tomorrow at Gulfstream Park. You could do high-level dining, trackside excitement, unforgettable experiences. Tomorrow the Holy Bull Stakes at Gulfstream Park, a huge day of racing. Tomorrow is also Taste at the Track, tacos and tequila. Enjoy a variety of Latin-inspired dishes paired with your favorite premium tequilas and handcrafted cocktails. It's all in the Flamingo Room. The Flamingo Room is located on the third floor at Gulfstream Park, boasts one of the best views in South Florida. And of course, I always remind you, it's not just horse racing. Gulfstream Park also offers the hottest slots and electronic table games. They combine the excitement of casino gaming with the thrill of thoroughbred racing in one electrifying destination. Get all the info, get your Holy Bull info, your Taste at the Track info right now at GulfstreamPark.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
My metabolic age is 15.
Yeah, well, your metabolic IQ is 15 as well. Well, I'm glad you played a little Phil Collins today. I almost, because it's his birthday today, I almost told you to play only Phil Collins today. But he is 75. Happy birthday, Phil Collins. Bijan Robinson, 24. Kid Cudi, 42. Jorge Cantu is 43. Loved Jorge Cantu. Cam Wake, 44. Wilmer Valderrama, 46. Never saw that show.
That 70 show?
Never saw it.
Wow. Classic.
Great show.
Jalen Rose, 53. Christian Bale, 54. Tom Izzo is 70, inexplicably on our list of celebrities. 5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha Happy Hour. I don't know if you don't know it already. You must not have been listening for the last couple of weeks. Tomorrow is the Maple Bacon Coffee Porter Festival at Funky Buddha.
Yes, sir.
That is their biggest event of the year. Rain or shine, 98% of everything is inside, they say. There is no cover. So you've got to be at Funky Buddha Brewery tomorrow. I'm looking at some of the activations. Axe throwing will be in front of the building. So that'll be outside. That kind of makes sense. Axe throwing goes from 1 till 6 p.m. Remember, it starts at noon tomorrow. Line dancing on the hour starting at 2 p.m. in the banquet room. I'm not a big line dancer.
Huh. Interesting.
They're going to have the mechanical bull from 3 till 7 p.m. in the barrel room. I don't think I would ride the mechanical bull.
No? You wouldn't ride you wouldn't get on the saddle?
My younger days, I have a feeling my back would get thrown out in 3 seconds. Whiskey tasting, 3 till 7 p.m. in the barrel room. Texas Hold'em poker, 4 till 8 p.m. in the barrel room. Live music, final shot duo, 3:30 till 5 in the barrel room. Heidi Merrill band, 5:30 till 7:30 in the barrel room. And weekend therapy, 8:30 till 11:30 in the tap room. And I'm looking, they've got, Chef Jeff has this special smokehouse menu because it's a country western theme for the Maple Bacon Coffee Porter Festival. Sliced smoked brisket, slow cooked St. Louis ribs, grilled smoked sausage, smoked chicken sliders, smoked pulled pork sliders, coffee rubbed Atlantic salmon.
Oh,
that sounds good.
Oh, that sounds good.
Texas style chili. I love chili. Tex-Mex street corn. Ooh, beef jerky. House-made beef jerky. Where's this menu when I'm at Funky Buddha? I'm going to be in Naples tomorrow. I can't go. We're going to see Caliendo, but we're going to spend the day in Naples, and then we're going to see Caliendo tomorrow night, and then spend the day in Naples on Sunday and come on back.
Beef jerky, huh?
House-made beef jerky. I would like to try that.
Yeah, that does sound good.
Well, tomorrow, Funky Buddha Tap Room in Oakland Park. That will be the place to be. The Maple Bacon Coffee Porter Festival. Rain or shine, you need to be there. I also saw on the show sheet, on this day in 2009, Taken premiered in theaters. Have you still not seen Taken with Liam Neeson's?
No reason to watch Taken. I get it.
That movie is so good.
I've seen the clip that I need to see.
You got to see the whole movie. You have to see that entire movie. I'm telling you.
I will find you, and I will kill you. I mean, I got it. He finds him and he kills him. And
you've got to see that movie. Taken is such a good movie.
He frees. Who is it? His daughter? I'm sure he frees her. And everybody's happy at the end.
No spoilers. You'll have to see it yourself.
All right.
It is so good. I'm going to see a movie tonight. I'm going to see Melania.
Oh, you were able to get tickets?
Yeah. I was surprised. No, we're going to see Marty Supreme tonight.
Marty Supreme, bro. I've been dying to watch that.
I know. I figured if I don't see it in the theater this weekend, that's it. Because it's been in the theaters for a couple of weeks.
Nah, since Christmas. It's been a month.
Yeah. Movies don't stay in the theaters that long anymore.
of course they do. 2, 3
Since
months.
Christmas, over a month in the theaters. Movies do not stay that long anymore.
2, 3 months. A movie that popular?
What?
Easy.
It's not that popular.
Is
No
it not?
chance,
I thought
Solana.
it broke all the box office records. and-
Marty Supreme
Yeah.
broke what box office records?
I thought it did. I thought I read a story about how popular the movie was in the box office.
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I can't believe it's still in the theaters, to be quite honest. I was surprised.
It's got great reviews on Rotten Potatoes.
Let's see. Marty Supreme. This is from January 30th. That's today. Marty Supreme. Timothy Chalamet film still $55 million away from break even.
Damn, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, where'd you come up with that was a hit?
I don't know. I could have sworn I saw couple.
No, wait a second. And now on Google AI, is Marty Supreme doing well at the box office? Yes, Marty Supreme is doing very well at the box office for A24, becoming their highest grossing film domestically and crossing $100 million worldwide. Oh, it says, but it is a high production marketing cost movie, meaning it's likely not hit a profit yet.
Yeah, it surpassed 100. I'm reading in Variety right now. Surpassed $100 million globally.
That's not a big deal anymore in today's movie release world.
I guess not.
Let's get headlines here for the 5 o'clock Funky Buddha Happy Hour, and that's brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
Hoch, just because we're talking about Funky Buddha, and yesterday you were once again pitching a potential return of nachos, and Ryan was suggesting that they would add nachos to the menu, maybe, but it would be the duck confit nachos. I found an article, Match.com, 10 Super Bowl nacho recipes you definitely need.
Oh. Yeah, got to have nachos at a Super Bowl party.
Absolutely. 100% you need nachos. And they have 10 different types of nachos ranked. None of them include duck confit.
Of course not.
None of them. There's no duck. There's no confit.
There's no reduction anywhere in the nacho recipe.
Zero mention of reduction anywhere in any of these. The top two, Poke Nachos, which I'm sure you would be a fan of, and sheet pan chicken nachos. Just your traditional sheet pan chicken nachos you throw in the oven. And then number 3, Irish nachos. And it says, move over corn tortilla chips and make room for crispy potatoes topped with all the fixings.
You know, my wife has made that before, like a real thin cut potato. So it's a chip almost, and then loaded up like nachos.
Yeah, sounds delicious. What are you going to do for the Super Bowl? You're just going to hang out at home? I know you're a homebody.
I swore off Super Bowl parties a few years ago. I want to watch the game, make my bets. I want to see the commercials. There are 2 people invited, my wife and my son. My son won't be here, so it'll just be the 2 of us. And that's how I want to watch a Super Bowl.
No invite for Jimmy?
Nope.
I can't come?
Where are you going?
No idea.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be on my couch. No one is on the guest list at the building. So you can come here. You just won't get in.
I'll call you when the game starts to let me in.
Yeah, you will not be let in.
Hoch, it wouldn't be a headline segment if I didn't annoy you with something. And I believe I'm going to annoy you with something here, but it's something I'm genuinely very passionate about. It has nothing to do with tennis. So yesterday we talked with Coach L about the Lakers in Cleveland, or the day before, I'm sorry, on Wednesday. The Lakers were in Cleveland. We talked about
it was yesterday.
It was. And something we didn't talk about was Luka. You see this video of him? He was kind of hopping on one leg and he slipped off the court in Cleveland. And if for those that aren't familiar, the court in Cleveland is elevated off the actual floor of the arena.
Kind of like they do in those Final Four games at they move them to football stadiums.
It's the only court in the NBA that has an elevated court. Luka goes down. He avoids major injury, but for a second, there was like a genuine scare, went back to the locker room. And today or yesterday night, it was announced, there was a report that the NBA and the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to examine court design changes because of what happened to Luka Doncic.
Yeah, they have to. It's stupid. It's ridiculous in the NBA with $1 million athletes to have something as stupid as a raised court that you could fall off the side.
Here's why I'm annoyed about this and why I'm passionate about this. You may not remember, but 2 seasons ago, Drew Smith in that arena went to contest, funny enough, a Max Strus 3-point attempt, and he landed on the edge of the court and his leg slipped off. He tore his ACL, Hoch. Literally, he tore his ACL. And we heard crickets from the NBA. Crickets.
Obviously, Drew Smith versus Luka.
I understand. I'm not an idiot here. I realize it happened to a top player in the league and they want to protect their superstars. Like, I'm all for that. I'm happy it's getting done. But it is a bad look. You would agree that one player who nobody knows literally tore his ACL and you heard crickets. There were 0 conversations. The NBA took 0 action. And now because it happened to Luka Doncic, now they want to look into it. It seems pretty evident they should have looked into it 2 years ago. They could have avoided this situation.
No argument.
No. Also, today is National Croissant Day.
Yes, happy National Croissant Day to you.
Andy Slater tweeted out the most popular sports license plates in Miami-Dade County. Would you like to guess?
I saw the tweet.
The order? Oh, you saw the tweet. All right.
Sorry.
Basketball town. I mean, come on.
It's the Heat. Surprisingly, the number 4 license plate, though, in Miami is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I see those everywhere.
I don't see them very often.
I see them everywhere in Miami. Crazy. Yeah, it's the Heat, then the Marlins, then the Dolphins, and then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. UM wasn't included, he wrote, because they're a University of Miami license plate. It doesn't fall under the sports.
Right. The totality of the university.
Yeah. The just to get to your sports headlines or your sports schedule for the weekend, the Florida Panthers still kind of feeling that loss yesterday in St. Louis, but they're going to host Winnipeg tomorrow night. And
I believe the outdoor game, the next one is this weekend in Tampa.
It is. And I saw a really funny tweet where, what's the commissioner of the NHL again?
Gary Bettman.
Gary Bettman. They're calling him like some sort of voodoo
weather
master.
guru.
Yeah, guru. Because, of course, like the one time there's a game outdoors in Florida, I know the Marlins Stadium one happened as well, but it might snow in Tampa. Literally,
this is amazing.
Snow.
For those of you who are, suffering through cold weather all across the country, it's been chilly here in Florida, but this weekend it's going to get really cold. I was just looking at a tweet from Dylan Federico from WSVN, meteorologist. Florida snow. I can't believe I'm posting this, but it's going to snow in parts of Florida this weekend. Tampa, Orlando, and Jacksonville have the best shot late Saturday night into Sunday morning. However, I think it will be cold enough aloft for flakes to mix in as far south as Fort Myers and Cape Coral due to Gulf effect squalls. It happened in 1989, so this isn't unprecedented. I'm not expecting any impacts, maybe a light dusting north, but this will be a really cool once-in-a-lifetime event. And then he says also, if you want to see real snow, take a short ride up to the Carolinas this weekend.
Crazy, man.
Wow.
I saw this funny TikTok going viral of students in South Bend at Notre Dame. Hoch, they're walking to class and they're like, please, for the love of God, Notre Dame, cancel classes. Bro, it's like a blizzard. I mean, you can't see 3 feet in front of you and they're all geared up in snow gear. It's like they're going skiing and they're walking to class on campus.
Crazy.
I can't figure out how people enjoy living like that. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, when you don't know any better.
to round out your schedule for this weekend, the Miami Heat, we've talked about it a couple times, are going to play tomorrow and Sunday against the Chicago Bulls, 8 p.m. tomorrow, 6 p.m. on Sunday. By the way, Norman Powell's out for tomorrow, personal reasons. Tyler Hero's still out. Davion Mitchell listed as doubtful. My guess is Giddey's going to play one of the two games, Hawk.
That would be my thought. For whatever reason, they held him out yesterday. I would have thought they would have, although I guess it was the second night of a back-to-back for the Bulls. So my guess is he'll play tomorrow and then maybe game time decision on Sunday.
Going to bet the over if he plays tomorrow?
Just depends how much they want to win this series.
Want to get back into the Aussie Open?
Yes or no, you wouldn't be upset if the Heat or the Bulls raised a banner, whoever wins this 3-game series, just like, to commemorate something that hasn't happened since the 70s.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I think a banner should be raised for every win throughout this entire series. Why not just raise a couple play-in tournament banners? I mean,
sure, why not?
Three appearances in the play-in tournament. They got out of the play-in tournament all 3 times. I mean, raise a banner. I mean, they're doing it for the NBA Cup.
Somebody texts in, idiot, the Tampa Bay plate is because Tom Brady went there and all the Patriots fans were rooting for Tom. The hell does that have to do with drivers in Miami? Idiot. Like, what? Honestly, what on earth? Like, if this was a ranking of plates in the state of Florida, but did you hear Solana's story? This is the top-selling license plates in Miami. Idiot. All the Patriots fans in Miami. What the hell are you talking about?
I would guess there's a lot of Patriots fans in South Florida, or I'm sorry, Buccaneers fans in South Florida because they won a Super Bowl in 2002.
Yeah, and there are Patriots fans down here. There's a lot of Bostonians, but not enough to change the license plate rules.
Idiot.
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 All right, your weather. Hawk just told you it's going to be really cold, and if you're up as far as Fort Myers, I don't know, man. Like, pull out the snow plow.
I'm going to be up in Naples. Maybe we'll see some flurries.
What are you going to do in Naples? You going to hang out? Maybe hit up a pizza joint tomorrow after the show?
Yeah, I don't know. The show's not till like 8:30. Be late. I got to go to sleep.
Oh, I wanted to fill you in. I forgot to tell you this yesterday. Today, at after the show, immediately following our show, I am going to find out the gender of the next Solana baby. My brother and his wife, my sister-in-law, are expecting their second child, and they're having their gender reveal after the show. So I will
where are they doing the gender reveal?
Just at the house. It's nothing serious.
Are they going to do something wacky?
Nah, they tried to do the golf thing last time. My brother swung like a golf ball. I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea. I have
so you'll find out after the show today if you'll be an aunt or an uncle.
I don't think that's how it works, but yeah.
All right, Mark Silverman. Sylvie, you like that, Jimmy? It's one of the oldest jokes in the book. You like it?
I love it.
Mark Silverman, one half of Waddle and Sylvie from ESPN Chicago, will talk a little Heat Bulls with us in the next segment. I want to tell you first about my good friends and the amazing award-winning team at Durrell Kia. Whenever you want a low price, you always pay less with your Pricito at Durrell Kia. Take advantage of a Pricito now on all your favorite new Kia models like a Sportage, Sorento, Telluride, K5, Soul, and more. Don't wait. Hurry to Durrell Kia today. I do speak from experience. My son wanted a new car and got a Kia K4 at Durrell Kia. Mitchell down there, the king of Kias, took great care of us. He's going to take great care of you. So don't miss your chance to save on a new Kia or shop any of their pre-owned vehicles. Easy financing, fast service, the best value for your money. You always pay less with your Pricito at Durrell Kia.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Buenos días.
WQAM.